is? How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving special. It's another one this year. We're going to have all the stuff on the table, the stuffing, the gravy, the cranberry sauce, turkey, all the things. You know what I'm saying? We might even get some peas on there. All that stuff going to be there. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be good. It's going to be saturated in margarine, all that stuff. And if you want to hear what we have to say while we sit there at that table, sit back, relax, grab a snack, grab a beverage, preferably something Thanksgiving related, but it doesn't have to be. And listen on in to the first ones to die.
Hey everyone, welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. And if you're watching our video right now, you will notice many more faces, double the amount of faces than what we normally have. That is because it is our Thanksgiving episode. We are very thankful to have three of our very good friends here. Jerome, why are you laughing? Why?
Because I had to resist the urge so bad when you said Thanksgiving episode to be like, you David.
Well, it is a season of, greens,
Yeah.
beans, tomatoes. So,
Hog, slug, lamb, yams, I don't know.
mhm.
You David.
But as I introduce our very special guest today, first off, we have Lauren, who you saw recently in one of
Our
our
Halloween special, actually.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We also have Jasmine, who you normally see during our end of year, retrospective / looking forward episodes, but she's here today as well.
Yep.
I've been
Unofficial
working on my list already,
fourth
y'all.
All
member
right, I
of the
know.
podcast.
I'm already working on my list. Long legs will be mentioned.
I know. Throughout that's my favorite. Throughout the year, I'm thinking like, okay, is this gonna be on my list this year?
Oh,
Like,
listen, I'm making the list currently as well. Like, I have a lot of picks that I'm like the only thing on my list guaranteed because it made me cry. His three daughters. That's on the list.
what is it?
Such
I
Such
didn't
a
even
good
hear
movie.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I was just sitting there, man, tears like, oh, there's allergies here in my bedroom. I don't know what's going on.
I've been thinking about man tears for a long time.
And last but not least, I think the last time we saw you was in our D&D, one of our D&Ds.
Yeah, role play episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
that
right.
was fun.
We have Kaylee. Kaylee, how are you
Hello, I'm good.
Also wearing blue. So in honor of Fahrenheit Blue, you got a blue stripe on. Look at
Yeah,
you.
doing?
keeping
Uh,
it cozy.
and of course, our regulars, myself, Alex, and Jerome. How are you guys doing? Jerome, how you doing?
Actually, Alex, how are you doing? I've talked a lot already. How's
You
Alex?
always talk a lot. It's fine. We love you, Jerome, who you are. I actually got something in my eye, so you guys go first. I'll actually be right back.
Uh-oh.
Got it. Well, hope you're okay. I'm good, chilling. You know what? While I got some time, I'll be really quick. But as we've been doing now for the past couple of weeks during my wrap up, do a quick flash in the pan media news stuff, just stuff that I think is fun to talk about or interesting. And since we got special guests, you guys can chime in as well. We'll have different opinions than we normally do. Firstly, we got another new trailer for like next last Bridget Jones movie. We've been
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
every
I
It's
did
single
on
not see
Peacock.
that.
yeah,
Wow.
every
coming
single
up.
one keeps coming out and being like, "This is the last Bridget Jones movie," and this was the same thing. So we
Uh-huh.
got another one called Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, which it should be called How Bridget Jones Got Her Groove Back, because this time around, Colin Firth has passed away, I guess, and now
Rip.
she's looking for a new man. And Chiwetel Ejiofor might be that new man, but it also might be this young 29-year-old dude who was also into Bridget Jones. So love triangle, hijinks ensue. The trailer looks fun. If you're into Bridget Jones, check it out. I guess I don't know what to think, to be quite honest.
How many
Fair.
are there?
There's
Gotta
like
be 4?
4 or 5 at this point.
Maybe this is the fourth one?
This might be the
One of my
fourth.
friends was saying that Bridget Jones was worth a rewatch because I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen it since I was like a teenager.
I
So
mean,
this
it
is the
for sure
this is the
like
fourth
doesn't
one.
hold
Yeah.
up, but it's
I don't think
Yeah,
I've actually
I
seen that movie.
I've never seen
you
it.
know, everyone's like, she's so fat and ugly, and she's like 100 pounds because she's
I
amazing.
I do know about that because it was
Yeah.
from like the early 2000s, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything beyond that.
yeah, I
This was
have
the
a
same
very
Aw,
movie.
you know.
vague recollection of it, and I'd be curious to see if it holds up or not.
Yeah, I
So
mean it's from the 2000s, but
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
interested in the fourth Bridget Jones movie, check it out, I guess. We've also got a new trailer for a new Rami Malek project and also
Hmm.
Lawrence Fishburne called The Amateur. It's an action movie. Looks interesting. Rami Malek plays like a CIA the data analyst type guy, and his wife dies, and he goes on a one-man crusade to figure it out and try and be a field agent, but he also is like methodical because he's a data analyst and he's super thought out. It feels like law-abiding citizen, but if that guy was the good guy, like if Gerard Butler's character was the good guy, in like these creative ways he's taking out these bad guys who took out his wife because he doesn't want to kill people with a gun. He's too scared, but he can use his brain to come up with methodical traps to put them in, I guess. So
I like
What
Jigsaw.
genre is it?
a little bit, very like action spy thriller
Okay.
type thing. So not a horror movie, but that's just the only way I
That's
can
fine.
describe
It's
it
more
in my
drama.
brain.
Yeah.
Um, and then also, this is not so much a trailer or anything. Just like want to put a shout out to an RIP for Tony Todd because we didn't do that last week.
Hmm.
Who has passed away. For those who don't know, Tony Todd is he's most famous probably for his role as Candyman in the Candyman films, but he also is in stuff like Final Destination. He's done a lot of voice work. He's an amazing actor, incredible voice, and he will be sorely missed. So shout out to Tony Todd and his film. Watch Candyman if you're in honor of Tony Todd. I know it's not Halloween anymore, but it's never too late to
yeah,
watch Candyman.
I've always meant to watch the first Candyman because I still haven't seen it. So
You haven't seen the original Candyman?
I haven't seen the original one, and I've only seen like the newest one, like the Jordan Peele one. And then I thought it was interesting because I saw like I follow Murder Mystery and Makeup, the YouTube channel, and she did an episode about the Candyman story. Like that was like apparently based off a real case, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of real stuff tied to Candyman. Like even Cabrini Green, where they filmed the first one, is like a real project that existed in that city, and it was a big thing, and it's gone now, mostly due to a lot of gentrification and stuff. So it feels like Candyman was almost like a foretelling of what would happen to that neighborhood in a little bit.
Well, Cabrini Park was also what they would call it was considered a lawless land as well, because cops wouldn't even go to there when they were called.
Mhm.
So it was like a really, really bad part of the city. I remember growing up that like you were told not even to walk by that neighborhood because it was just so bad. But yeah, the big chunk of it did have to do with gentrification too, and that they started buying everything out around it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, big shout outs to Tony Todd, and then also this is not so much a actual death, but more a death of, I guess, perception. This past weekend, we also had the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. A disgrace to boxing.
If you could watch it,
if you can see it,
Dang.
because Netflix
Shots
did not
fired.
anticipate how many people were going to log
I
in.
guess
to
no,
watch
thanks
the
no, no,
fight.
no, no, no.
Thanks for
Netflix,
establishing I shouldn't waste my time there, Jonathan.
Netflix, right? Netflix. First of all, Netflix is on my list for maybe three reasons. First of all, a year ago, they did this with Love is Blind. I was tuned in. I had my meal ready to watch the Love is Blind live reunion. And they had to delay it for like an hour and a half because
What?
they couldn't get their stuff together because there were so many people that wanted to tune in.
That's so bad.
Yeah, so they had a year to fix it. and they
It's
clearly did
true.
not.
No, this is all Netflix's fault. They had plenty of time to prepare, get servers ready, do whatever they needed to do to get ready for the amount of volume of people watching the fight. Like they should have just assumed however many subscribers they have, that's how many were tuning in.
Yeah,
That's not
pretty much
true,
Mhm.
but that's probably what they should have planned for.
prepare.
We've
Mhm.
also been like hyping it up for I think the last year about what's going to happen. So not
Mhm.
only did they put their own effort into making this a bigger deal, when it became one of a bigger deal, they weren't ready to handle it. Everything kept
Mhm.
crashing.
And they've been hiking up the prices.
Yep.
Mhm.
For what?
Yeah.
Mhm. Cracking down
What are
on
we paying all
password
this money for?
sharing.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
And also, I tuned in right at 5 p.m. Little did I know I would have to wait 3 hours to actually watch the fight.
Oh well, I knew
I
that because
know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
that's how boxing works. It's like
Mhm.
like the fight you
No,
came for, you got to wait hours before you actually see the fight you want to see because they want to. Like that's how they used to do pay-per-views too. You'll pay all that money for a pay-per-view, and then they give you like 6 or 7 fights before the fight you're looking for. You're like, God damn, I just came to see Mike Tyson knock out somebody. I don't want to see all these other people. I don't know who these people are.
And also, my third point is that they just announced, I think it was yesterday, that they're going to be, they had announced this earlier, they're going to be
Mhm.
streaming the football game on Christmas, the Houstons and the Ravens, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they also announced that Beyonce is going to be performing at the halftime show.
Mhm.
We, I don't even know whether or not to try at
Not
this point.
prepared.
To
It
because-
sounds like they're
participate,
not
yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
prepared.
No,
Because,
watch it
like,
on
not
like
seeing
Fox or
Beyonce-
ESPN or whatever. Like watch it on an actual sports network.
Yeah. It's not gonna be better. So
It's
No.
not.
What it is they're trying to compete with Amazon Prime, who currently is streaming Thursday Night Football, and for a time Disney Plus was streaming WNBA games, and they noticed all these people were getting a lot of streams.
Yeah, if anything, I'm kind of like Netflix. Why you getting into sports all of a sudden? Why are you
Money.
feeling so sporty? Why you
I don't know how many people on the call watch football, but like I don't think I've ever had a trouble having Thursday night on. And it has been Amazon. It's been Amazon for a couple of years now, and I don't think I've
Mhm.
ever had an issue with
Hmm.
it.
I've never had a problem with them as far as watching football on Amazon because I like football. I watch occasionally and really like football, so I like to catch it on when it's live as much as I can.
Same,
And
but I
never
can't
had an
watch.
issue.
I can't watch most of the games that I want to watch out here because I want to tune into the Seahawks games, but I can't down here
Mm.
because
Now you know my pain because I want to watch the Panthers games
yeah.
and can't watch it out here.
How do you think I feel now that the Lions are doing so good, huh? Like,
Yeah, the
come
Lions are
on.
they're on fire this
I,
year.
I get
none
to
of us
watch
are getting
like
what we
2
want.
I get to watch 2 Lions games a year. It's when we play the Seahawks and Thanksgiving. So
Listen, at least you get to like enjoy a team winning. All right, my team is out here having it
All
rough,
right.
and our next
It's-
game is against the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. That's a
Your-
guaranteed loss.
Jerome,
Well, they
Jerome,
just
your team's
lost,
having it rough.
so
Your team's having it rough. Do you know what it's like to be a Bears fan?
Okay, no, I feel
Women,
no.
I
no,
still gotta
listen,
have-
our record's worse than y'all's, though. At least y'all can. I can
Yeah,
say
but
that.
the last
Is
the
it
last
is it
couple
worse than
years,
Detroit's? We've
But
had
I-
a rough
nobody's
go.
worse than the Detroits though.
This
This
is
is
really
tough.
rough. We
Detroit's
deserve
been-
this, guys.
The past 2 years, Detroit's actually been pretty good. They almost went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, I
They just got
know.
knocked out by the
True,
Ravens.
that wasn't surprising.
It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, so I got a lot of stock in seeing Detroit probably make it up there again to the championship. They'll get there. But
We're rooting.
nonetheless, everybody has agreed that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano was the fight to watch during the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Those ladies gave it all out there on in the ring. Whether or not we want to say if Amanda was cheating or not, that's up for debate. But nonetheless, it was a great fight. It was really good. And it was disappointing to see Mike Tyson be he didn't lose outright, but it just was a thing where I'm like, he's an old man.
Man, they gave him money or some shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
old. I mean, well, he's old for boxing because he's only 50.
Yeah, but there's no way one of the
boxing, he's an
Paul
old man.
brothers is like
You know what I also
better
noticed a
than
lot?
Mike Tyson, even
Yeah,
at
you know what I
60 or
noticed a lot
whatever.
during the fight because I used to take boxing and it's in the basic levels. of where you keep your hands during the fight the entire time. Best way.
Mhm.
He kept dropping his hands. Jake Paul kept
Oh
dropping
yeah,
his
his form
hands
was terrible.
constantly. I was like, your form is so shit. I'm like, even the basic boxing that I was taught, your form is so crap. I'm like, but somehow you won against somebody whose form was absolutely perfect in every way. And like the hits you got were barely hits. I think Tyson either got he got money.
Well, he was also
He got
winded,
money for
like
the
because he's 58, and for a like boxing as a sport, like against the average person, he probably would dominate. But against somebody like Jake Paul,
27-year-old.
like yeah, 27-year-old who, despite his form being terrible, he has at least like the stamina and has trained with boxers to at least know how to duck a punch and dodge out the way. And he's going to be way faster than Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson has never been a stamina fighter. He's always been a power fighter. That's always been his thing, is he can knock people out real quick because he's so strong. But now that he's older, he's slower. And so it's like, it's not even really a fair fight. It's a celebrity fight. That's really
What
what
they
it
really should have done is they should have made it a chess boxing match. If you've ever seen like those, like the Ocho, like I saw it on the Ocho once where like you do a round of boxing and then you like play a round of chess.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that
That
sounds
would be
amazing.
Then
maybe
I
that
feel
would
like
spice it up a little bit.
maybe, but I feel like they wouldn't get anything done. I don't trust either of them to
The,
be
the
avid
whole
chess
first
players.
the whole first part of the
That's
chess
fair.
game
Even
is just
better.
them moving pawns.
The
Like
great equalizer.
yeah.
And
Everyone's tough until they have to play chess.
Yeah.
I love Rosie Perez, and I don't know who that other guy was, but they were getting on my nerves during the like commentary of the fight because
Mhm.
they kept saying the same things. Oh, he doesn't look good. He's
Yeah,
doing
the
bad.
glove argument kept getting on my nerves. I was like, who gives a damn if his mouthpiece is wobbly or if he likes to bite his glove? Move on.
Right, for real. They could not get over that. Like, yeah, it was
So
not
that's
not a great
that's
watch.
as much of a recap about the fight that you're going to get from us here at the First Ones to Die podcast, because we're moving on. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm like, okay. I am exhausted. I'm still exhausted. I haven't really done much this week other than like work an insane amount because work has just been insane. I feel like I have not been able to catch up on stuff, which is driving me crazy.
Mm.
The only thing I have watched that's new is called Hot Frosty.
I saw that. I saw TikTok.
Yeah.
You finally watched it. I thought we were going to review it. Do you still want to review it?
Do you want to review it?
I'm
Or
down
do
to
you guys
review
want
the
to
I'm
start
Sexy
down to review.
Snowman movie. I'm for it.
Wait,
that?
it's like Frosty the Snowman?
Hot
Right.
Frosty.
So yeah, it is about with Lacey Chabert, Christmas Queen. Apparently she's
She's
dubbed
in
now.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Apparently
no
there's a
coach.
snowman.
Oh,
Oh no!
No!
Oh,
Just as we were
I
what a
wasn't
cliffhanger!
this was me last week.
Oh, come
All right.
back
You
to
got
it.
Hold on.
me.
I will finish the description here. So,
Okay.
Lacey Chabert is a woman who is, of course, just like every other Hallmark movie, is looking for
Uh-huh.
a handsome man to be with for Christmas, but she finds it so hard. So, what does she do but to go to a snowman festival, obviously in her hometown?
What
Here
is a
she is.
Adorable.
snowman festival?
And
Hot
Oh
it's a
wow.
festival with snowman, obviously, Jonathan. What do you mean? And she goes and
You
she takes a
haven't
magic
been?
scarf and puts it
Is
on this
Frosty
sexy ass
hot?
snowman. As you can see, this is the
Oh, they're
snowman
like
she finds.
sculptures. Okay.
Yeah, snowman sculptures. And upon putting the scarf on, who would appear but this handsome
Hot
ass
Frosty is good for your
snowman man
mental health.
here?
Damn. Frosty.
That's
Yikes.
right. Look at him, who walks around with his
Oh
muscles
my
in the snow, and his scarf
What?
around his waist and everything. It's your
Crazy.
it's your stereotypical Hallmark Christmas movie. Nothing fancy, but it looks so ridiculous and so like, what are we doing? It's also apparently got Craig Robinson and the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. So he
They're
is
technically both from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, if you
that is
think
true.
about
Yeah,
it.
Craig Robinson's also in Brooklyn
Because I
Nine-Nine.
have seen some memes about that, and now I know the reference.
So yeah, so Hot Frosty. It's on Netflix now, so you can watch it. And yeah, I'd be down to review this movie about the handsome snowman who falls in love with Lacey
Happy
Chabert on
birthday,
Christmas.
Kevin.
He looks like if handsome Shrek came to life.
I mean,
Yeah, show us
basically, yeah.
him.
Yeah. There you go. I'll make the screen wider. There you go. For all the ladies out there who want some beefcake on the First Ones to Die podcast, there you go. So Hot Frosty, go check it out. If we review it, we'll let you know.
I guess I'm intrigued.
I got you, Alex. Hold on. There you go. Well, there you go.
All right,
I
Alex. Jerome described the movie for us.
yeah, I got you covered.
Yeah, he was apparently the only sexy snowman within a
At
10-mile
the
radius
snowman.
because the other ones were just
Yep.
fat. Who wants a
There
fat
they are.
snowman?
Yep. Fat snowman? You mean regular snowman? Because this is
Wait, yeah,
irregular.
so he was the only like sculpture man as compared to the
Yeah.
3-pile classic snowman.
Wait, during the whole film, one thing I did notice, nobody I feel like the person who built this like very sculpted snowman, when he disappeared, they would be like, "Where the fuck is my snowman? I put in all this effort and
Yeah.
work."
That is
That's a
true.
good point.
Yeah. You probably would be a little upset. Like, I put a lot
Yeah.
of effort into this snowman and now
Do
he's
they?
gone.
Do they? Actually, no. I'll wait
We'll review
until
it. It's our holiday special.
discussion.
If I had to
Yeah,
watch it, you guys
sure.
do too.
I'm down to watch it for the holiday special this year. I'm in for that.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, speaking of holiday special things, I've been watching, rewatching, and mostly because Series 2 finally hit YouTube. My favorite show of all time, I think, is The Goes Wrong Show. It's it's done by this theater company called, I think, Mischief Theater. It's a show that came out of the 2000s, I think, or somewhere around there. But
is it where
like
the
Peter
plays
Pan
go wrong?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the theater company where they do all the plays go, like Peter Pan Goes Wrong, whatever. And they used to have a TV show on the BBC where they did a whole show of the same thing. It's so creative, it's so funny, especially if you're into theater, because it's like a theater, like lot filmed theater production. But if everything went wrong, and it's such the comedy is gold, it still holds up. It makes me laugh. And they did one year the Christmas Carol Goes Wrong.
I'm gonna
Great.
be right back again.
Yep.
Okay.
Great special. If you have a chance, please go watch. Oh, actually, 2020 is when they started, so I thought it was the 2000. It just looks older, but yeah, they're from 2020 is when it aired in the U.S. anyway.
Hmm.
And if you haven't watched the Goes Wrong show, it's a great time, especially if you've never seen it and you don't know what's about to go wrong. It just catches you by surprise with all the things they do. Some of the stunts they do are incredible, and stuff that been talking with my acting coach about it, where I'm like, she was like, well, if you did theater, do you have like a dream theater thing? And I'm like, I would love to do the Goes Wrong, like one of the Goes Wrong productions at some point if I can, except they're all British, so I don't know if they would let an American join their theater group.
For sure. If you watch British TV, there's always one or two recurring token Americans or Canadians.
But it's a good old time. Watch the Goes Wrong show, at least for Christmas. Watch A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong. It is more adult, so it's not for kids, but it is for like probably about like teenagers to adults, like that age
That
range.
sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I want to wait till Alex gets back before I just jump into like what the episode's about. I guess, Jonathan, did we get your recap? Did you say what you got going on and how you're doing?
There was just one thing that I wanted to mention is that this weekend I saw The Substance.
Yo, did you like it?
I really liked it, and like
Did
you had a
Did you
spoiler
see what I
alert.
meant when I said it? When I told you about like the body horror stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I missed? What I missed?
Jonathan
The
saw the
Substance.
substance.
Jasmine, like you had a spoiler alert for one of your picks for the end of the year. This will definitely be on mine as well. I really liked it, and I know it's on movie streaming right now, but I opted not to do that. I took myself to the theater and saw it.
Nice.
And
What was
and
the
it,
theater reaction? Because I wish I saw it in theaters.
yeah, there was a lot. There was like, because it's horrific, but it's also it's also comedic as well. So
It's very
any
funny, yeah.
yeah, anytime there was a comedic moment, like just hearing the laughter in the audience and some of the more like gory, horrific parts. Hearing the audience's reactions were really fun as well. Um, yeah, as soon as the movie ended, the person sitting like at the far end, they told whoever they were with, like, "Oh, I'm gonna dress up as that for Halloween
That's
Oh,
so
and
funny.
next year." So yeah, it was.
I don't think many people can pull off Margaret Qualley's outfits in the, in the movie. Excuse me.
So yeah, that
Uh,
was that was what I did this weekend, and it was really enjoyable.
Oh, also, sorry, last bit of media news I forgot to mention because I'm excited for it. My teacher is especially excited for it. Also, we got a trailer for The Piano Lesson. This is another movie based off of an August Wilson play, um, entitled the same name. But the most special thing about it, first of all, the cast is dynamite. In the cast, we've got John David Washington, we've got Danielle Deadweiler, Sam Jackson, Ray Fisher, Erica Badu, Danielle Brooks, Corey Hawkins. It's just a star-studded cast of people.
Isn't Denzel Washington in it?
No, he is not. I don't think.
Oh,
But the Washington clan is all over it because not only is John David Washington in the movie, his Denzel Washington's other son is directing the movie.
oh wow.
So, and I think Denzel Washington might be producing it. Maybe he might be like one of the producers on it.
mm.
No, we lost Jasmine.
So it's a Nepo
Uh-oh.
baby
Live.
movie.
It kind of is, but it looks good, and it's based off of. I think John David Washington and Samuel Jackson did the play as well, and I think Danielle Deadweiler also did the play.
I got her.
Okay. Yeah, you all right, Jazz?
Yeah,
Sounds
I
like
don't know what happened with my
fun.
computer, and now I'm on the other side.
Oh
You
yeah,
want me to
the
pop you
mirroring.
back?
Well,
I got
We
that's
just
okay. I can move you
I
over.
got
down a
you.
thing. Oh, there we go.
Hey,
All right.
oh, what happened?
Oh,
There you
oh,
go.
oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
okay, there we go.
But anyway, the piano. Also, Stefan James, who was almost up for Green Lantern, is also in the movie, and Gail Bean. So it's just a great cast of Black actors and actresses. I'm excited for it. It's going to be hitting Netflix soon, but I think it's in theaters now. I think as well.
Oh.
So if you get a chance to see The Piano Lesson, check it out. It's a grand old time. No pun intended.
Oh.
I like fun intended.
Proud of yourself for that one, Jerome.
I want
I
to read
don't
The
believe it
Substance real
was
quick because that movie was so good.
Which
it was
one?
so good. The
Substance?
Substance.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
It was so good, and I've been trying to raise my body horror tolerance because, like, I think I've probably said this on this podcast before, but like, I don't get scared, and I'm realizing now that that's not true. I just never watch body horror because it scares me.
Hmm.
Same.
That's
I
Yeah.
feel the exact
interesting.
same way. Like I'm
It-
I'm usually a person who isn't really affected by horror movies. But this maybe it's also because I watched
Oh
it like
no,
late at night
horror
too.
movies get me all the time, but body horror, I don't know why. Body horror doesn't really bother me, and I think it's just because as a person that really loves like a good practical effect, for me, my brain never separates the idea of it's all rubber and plastic and stuff, but like how good it looks. Of like that's why The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time because I'm like, man, that just looks so cool. It looks good. And meanwhile, my other people watching me be like, ew, it's gross.
See,
Yeah.
body horror does not bother me at all until it comes to like nails and eyeballs. Like if they show like a werewolf even taking a turn and like the nails coming out, there's something in me that like
Huh.
it twists me, and I'm just like, nope, nope, makes my whole
No,
skin crawl.
it's not my. I'm not a fan. I just really, especially when it gets into like sense of autonomy and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I remember,
I
like
mean,
the
I feel like
Fly.
that's
When I was
it's
younger,
yeah.
the Cronenberg one scared me so bad. I was like, that sounds like the worst thing ever. I hate
Which
that.
one?
And
I
I
mean, I
was
feel like they're one and the
falling out
same,
of my
right?
seat. What's that?
Oh,
Like
People are
body
comparing The
horror and like
Fly to
bodily autonomy.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
It's why people are comparing like The Fly to The Substance a lot, and that it deals a lot with that similar ideas, but more from a lens of Hollywood and that sort of thing, as opposed to The Fly, which is just like the scientific exploration kind of gone wrong. So I don't know.
Both are great. Both are great films.
Both are great. Yeah,
It
yeah.
scarred me forever, but I did very much like The Substance. I really liked the cinematography. I liked the use of color.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I was squirming and watching it like this anytime
Yeah.
See,
I
Good
also,
one,
I
my
I, I
world.
also,
screen. I was like, nope, this isn't for me.
one thing I wish more horror films picked up was their play on colors, because the usage of color in movies, it can affect things so quickly and how you feel and how you connect with a scene and a character. And I feel like a lot of the horror films I grew up with to what I'm watching really lack that. And I wish as movies move forward they do that more with horror films, because it's usually just, oh, it's a dark setting, oh, it's all dark, it's all
Mhm.
you get.
Yeah.
Now it's just
Yeah.
more
I
vibrant
mean, I feel
horror
like
comes like
older
that is
movies
meaningful.
use shadows a lot more too.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
there was a lot more like subtlety to it.
Mhm.
I also appreciated with The Substance how straightforward it was. There were no like side plots. It was just
Mm.
seeing this woman go through this
Yeah.
thing.
I saw
Mhm.
someone compare it and say that it felt like watching like an American Fable, which I was like, I could see that. I feel like it very much has Fable-esque tendency, especially with how like exaggerated its version of Hollywood is, in that it's so like everything about it, the style and how, no pun intended, but the substance of like the movies, like what it's trying to say about Hollywood, like how it portrays Hollywood and portrays like stardom and stuff like that, feels very like fantastical to a degree, which is similar to like fables and things, or what I would think of when I think of like fables. So I could definitely see it as a fable, which is funny because it comes out the same year as Megalopolis, which wants to be a fable so bad to the
I
point they put it in the title.
don't know.
So
I just know people don't like it.
I
it's
looked at the trailer and I didn't like it.
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Damn, for Jerome to say that, who's like,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can always find something to compliment, and yeah, you just oof.
All right. Well, that's now everyone's here. Everything seems stable. We're gonna just jump right on into the Thanksgiving special. Gobble gobble, everybody. We're here for Thanksgiving. And it's a grand old time. We do this. We've been doing this now, I think, since the podcast started. We've done a Thanksgiving special every year. Different guests come through, different people, different variations of people, but nonetheless, it's always a fun time. We
You
always
say different variations of people?
yes, different variations of people.
Hey, we watched The Substance. You can have a different variation of a person.
That-
Mhm.
Fair enough, I guess. Continue.
I'm meaning, different groups of us have come and been part of the Thanksgiving special this year. I think this is the most we've had for the first time, because last
Oh, yeah.
year it was Rob. The year before that, I think it was well, you
No,
three,
there
Kaylee,
there was
Devin, Lauren, and then
there was a year we had the six of us.
was it? Okay. Got it.
I was
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasmine, I think you were in the first one.
I don't remember being on with like all six of us before.
Yeah,
I
don't
don't think Jonathan was there. I think it was you.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like six is the most I've been part of,
Yeah. I think I
but
don't
I
think
have
Jonathan
been on
made
a
that
lot
far.
because I'm such a guest star.
Stardust.
I
Guest
say
star.
it every time you come on, unofficial fourth member of the podcast. But this year we're gonna have some fun. Of course, we're gonna talk about different Thanksgiving topics, some other stuff. This year, I grabbed a little questionnaire of little like conversational starters to ask your friends to around the Thanksgiving time, and I figured we'd go through some of those that sound like they'd be the most fun and have some interesting topics to discuss and see where the night takes us. And so, audience, is going to be a more conversational episode, but it seems those are the ones you guys really enjoy. Sometimes you just like they're the ones that seem to pop off the most, probably because you don't have to watch a movie to enjoy the full thing. So, so here we go for question number one, and we will start with you, Jonathan. So
oh,
be prepared to answer.
how?
Uh, and this is more of a personal one, but it's like, a thing where we can like gush about each other, I guess, in a way. But this is the question: is which person at this table do you think would make up the best news anchor if they had to work at the news station?
Oh, I. Dang, I would probably. What does this have to do with Thanksgiving?
Well,
That's
listen,
a good
don't
question.
you watch the news on Thanksgiving? All right, don't you know? I'm sure when Thanksgiving Day, when this comes out, all right, you better believe on what's the morning show? Well, any morning show, really. There's a bunch of them, but they're gonna do a Thanksgiving thing. They're gonna talk about pecan pies and cobblers, and I don't know who has the biggest pumpkin or whatever. It's news and Thanksgiving go together like wine and ice.
CBS Morning.
Wine and ice.
They don't. That's the joke because they don't go. You know what I'm trying to say? Who would make the best news anchor, Jonathan?
I would probably
In
say
your opinion,
you, Jerome, because you it would be more like of an infotainment type of thing. Like you could
that's
do
fair.
like
You would be
like
able to do the special segments
Mm-hmm.
where they like
right.
bring on talk to the chef or something like that.
Mhm.
I would say I could see Jerome hosting the or narrating the Macy's Day Parade. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
just
I thought
criticizing all the balloons that go by.
that don't look like Snoopy at all. What the hell is this? Is that
Snoopy,
SpongeBob I
rough night, huh?
Kaylee, Kaylee, is that your pick, or did you have something?
Oh, I would say Jonathan, actually. Jonathan has a great news anchor type voice. I always said it back when we used to work together because anytime I was working with Jonathan, I'd make him do all the speeches. He just has such a soothing presence. I just feel like Jonathan should read audiobooks for a
I was about to
living.
say you do have an audiobook voice, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's just
That would
so
be
good.
that would be a dream to narrate an audiobook.
See,
Oh.
You're
even
in
the way you
you're
said
on the
that,
right path, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
gonna narrate Kiki Palmer's autobiography when she reads it someday?
Who knows?
Or writes it someday?
Oh,
What?
I'm tired.
Her book comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
and
really? Okay, see?
it
I didn't know
literally,
she wrote a book.
yeah.
I mean, it was only a matter of time with Kiki Palmer. She's lived a very very filled life with just tons of different things she's done over her career, and still doing stuff now. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be copping that on Audible. I'm gonna be listening to it in her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, she's earned a book. All right. If Jada Pinkett Smith can get a book, then Kiki Palmer deserves to get a book as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, Jasmine, who do you think would make the best news anchor?
I feel like the answers so far have been correct. Like definitely either Jonathan or Jerome. But yeah, for different reasons. For different reasons. I feel like if I say it, I'm just going to reiterate what's been said. So I feel like Jonathan for a more serious role or for reading an audiobook. And then I feel like Jerome, I feel like you give radio energy.
Funny enough,
Yeah.
that was my backup job. I was like, if video doesn't work out, I'm going to do everything I can to be on the radio.
Video makes sense as well, but when I'm thinking about the differences and where I think your strengths would be, Jonathan would be good for late night radio though. When you're
Yeah.
driving and it's 2 a.m. and you just need
Yeah.
the soothing voice.
Welcome to the Jazz Hour with Jonathan Key.
Yes.
Gotta slow it down with some Kenny G.
Yes, that's the energy.
Yep. Alex, you got any different?
Well, what
take
about
on it?
Lauren? You're going in
I'm bouncing around. I'm saving the best for last because
Don't do that. Don't do that to my little brain. Lauren, you go.
Yeah, I mean, same. I think Jonathan's training in theater would come in handy because crazy things happen on the news. And like
Yeah.
I feel like you have that like professionalism where you could just be like, oh yeah, anyway, we're just gonna move on from that, and like I feel like the rest of us might be a little too like the face is showing or whatever. Yeah, but I agree about Jerome doing the like fun segments. So yeah.
I think it would actually be Kaylee. I could see you doing like a morning, like a good wake up,
Good
wake
morning,
up morning talk.
America.
You do
Yeah,
give off some of that Katie Couric
Yeah.
energy.
yeah.
I could definitely be on like any type of roundtable talk show where they like drink wine and
Yeah.
Like The
sing.
View?
And like talk
The
about like
View, yeah.
topics,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hot
Or
topics.
like have the morning or have the morning show where you're like, guess what we're doing today? And you have that energy.
Yeah.
Like
Aw, thank you.
you're gonna explain all these stuff to me. And I'm like, all right, I'll listen to you. You have the energy I don't, so I'll listen. What about you, Jerome?
My pick is actually Jasmine. I feel like Jasmine, you've got like a nice calm vibe about you, but it's also very we were talking about audiobook reading, but I feel like you have that like here's the book of the week that I've been reading. It's a great time, like yada yada. So I feel like Jasmine has like you have the like vibes to be on a morning news show and introducing a happy topic for the day for Thanksgiving or something like that.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is definitely my like work personality a lot. Like I'm like the team building one and the like, we're gonna do crafts. Isn't this so fun? And it's like me and 40-year-olds. It's fabulous.
Do you like are you the you work in office, right?
Yes, I'm in office, yeah.
Do you like decorate around the office during the different
Oh my gosh, I feel
you do?
so called out right now. Yes, I last week
Uh,
work had been a little rough, and we had a client come in. I work in like nonprofits, so we had a client who was in need who came in, and he walks in and he goes, "It feels like fall in here," and I could feel my guardian angels getting their wings, like
Aw.
so amazing. I was like, "Yes, thank you. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted." Yes,
That's good. I
yeah.
help decorate around my office too. But I kind of got like told I was gonna help, and that I was like, okay. And then now every time something comes up, they're like, all right, you're gonna help us decorate. I'm like, okay. I'm part of the fun committee. I was not asked to join. I was told I was joining, and then no. And then also Halloween, I do run around in an inflatable outfit each year, different one. So
I am the fun committee.
of one?
Has to get yes of one of which there
Committee
are
of
one.
one.
And I don't know if you guys actually know this, but like, did I ever tell y'all that I surprised my colleagues and came as Steve Harvey one day?
That's
no.
funny.
Oh my
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
no,
I
That's
love
I
that.
amazing.
I'll send you guys a photo.
Amazing.
I
For
came in as
Halloween.
Steve Harvey, and then I did it. I've done it 3 times now. Steve specifically.
So good.
Do you have photos? I would
Right,
love
I
to
have
see
to see a
photos.
Yeah,
photo.
I do. Okay, wait. I'll look it up right now. You're right. You're right.
Right.
And they didn't even know who I was. They were like, "Are you Alex Trebek?" And I was like,
Ah!
"I'm bald."
Right.
I
Oh,
have
you did
bald
bald
cap
Steve.
on.
I thought you did like high tops, like flat top Steve.
No, I had a bald cap on. And then
No,
the
it's
second
really-
guest was shoot,
I was like, are you
Geraldo
doing like?
Rivera. And then I
Oh,
came just because I wanted to continue the mustache trend. A few months later, I came dressed as someone else. I'm going to send it to y'all and see if you can guess it because I didn't think anyone would know it, and like 4 people got it.
Uh-oh.
send it.
Pop culture test.
It is. This group of people is more likely to know it. I'll just say that. I was like really surprised.
All right. Well, while Jasmine's pulling up mementos and pictures, next question, and we'll start with you, Lauren.
Okay.
What was the worst job you ever had, and why?
Ooh. Ooh.
Um,
Wow. Okay. The hard question.
I mean, I'm gonna go with an easy one that won't offend anybody, and that's that my very first like real paid job was with the Ecology Youth Corps, and it
No
was
way.
literally. Wait, was it your first job too?
Yes.
Hell
Picking up
yeah!
trash on the side
Yes,
of the road?
you pick up trash on the side of the highway
Oh my
for
gosh.
a summer, and so yeah, I mean, it's hard to get worse than like being a teenager having people throw their trash at you on a hot summer day. You're
Aw.
waking up at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
They
Cars are
threw it?
speeding by. Oh yeah, in Bellevue, the people would throw their
Oh, yeah.
Starbucks at
You're
us because they
right.
were like, "What are
Yeah.
you, like juvie kids or whatever?" We'd
Yeah.
be like,
Oh my
"We're
god.
good citizens,
It's
actually."
horrible.
Also, you
Yeah,
shouldn't throw trash at juvenile delinquents, but yeah.
we're
So
just trying to get into the workforce.
yes,
Oh
I'm
my God, Jasmine.
14.
The
Please.
I know.
This
Oh,
does
you
look
ended up
funny.
working
The
for
workforce.
Yeah, yeah. I interviewed when I was 13, and yeah, they were like, "Well, you'll be 14 at the right time." So
I
yeah,
wonder
really
if we
quick.
because I remember there were different teams that would do different
yeah,
areas around like King County. I
yeah.
wonder if what year did you do yours?
I only did it 1 year. They wanted me to come back, and I was like, I'm gonna do cool stuff in the summer, and that's like one of my regrets because of course I like laid on the couch watching TV all summer. What year would
Okay.
that have been? Like 2005, maybe
Okay.
2006.
I was like 2008.
I think you're a little bit younger than I am, and I had like
Yeah.
just hit the cutoff. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's
like
so
2000.
funny though.
Wow.
We're united in our trash stories. Yeah.
Alex, what were we gonna say?
Oh, I saw Jasmine's picture.
Oh.
I didn't mean to send it individually. Sorry, I just don't know how to work
No,
technology.
it's fine. I just like saw a notification, so I opened it up and I was like, oh my God. That
Yeah, when you said bald cap,
I
I
love it.
imagined like you were actually gonna like a professional one where you didn't see your hair like
No, this is
come
like a
out the
nylon.
side.
Oh no, it
No,
was
it's a work.
so. It was like a $5 outfit. No lie, I got that
So funny.
jacket from Goodwill for like $2.50,
Ah,
and
But I
then
also
made
love,
I made
let me see if
Al
I can show.
like tie my tie under my
I
turtleneck,
also love the
like when I went to
SpongeBob in the
work when I
background.
got it.
yeah,
Yeah,
all
the
the
SpongeBob
SpongeBob's drawn
tie.
on the
Yeah, I love the
board in the
SpongeBob in the background.
Yeah, my work is a very serious place, obviously. I made Al tie my tie at home and wore a turtleneck so that no one would know that I was going to come in as Steve Harvey, and also so that I didn't have to tie a tie at work.
So funny.
No, it was fabulous, and I've done it twice since then. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys my other photo. Everyone, wait. No guesses until everyone has received it.
Okay.
All right.
Hang on 1 second.
What is the hair made out of? What is?
Oh, I know who this is.
Okay, everyone. Has everyone looked? Has everyone looked?
No,
I
sorry.
feel like
Hang
you
on.
already know- you-
I
feel
want to
like
know what
you
the
know
hair
what
is
I've done
made of.
yet.
What is the hair made out of? What is?
It's like a band, and then it's other hair. I don't know what it's made of. Whatever, like they make thick hair out of.
I love
Oh
the
no,
dog.
I can't guess because I
Not
already
correct.
You already know.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because you sent that to me.
I think I know, but I don't know the name.
Yes, you do. I would imagine you do.
Well, that clears it up, Jonathan. Clearly, you do.
Well, if I
I'm
told
sure
you what,
you probably do though.
you probably do. Like you of all people, definitely do.
Oh, watch a lot of TV as a kid, did you?
Well, this show in particular, I'm sure you
Oh.
should know.
Is this like character more recognizable than Steve Harvey though?
Depends on the
I don't-
Depends on
generation,
the
I think.
age, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it depends on age.
I love the Steve Harvey one though. Like,
It's so
Yeah.
it's so good. It's
Stevie
so
Harvey was great.
good.
Why is Al taking your son away?
That's who my son favors.
For
Ew.
context for the audio listeners, they are talking about a cat, not Jasmine's actual like biological son.
He is
Yeah.
my biological son.
I
Yeah.
see.
The cat, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out
I
the
gave birth to
character.
mine.
I've gone through like 3 in my mind right now, but once you say it, it's probably going to be really
Okay, I feel like you're the most unsure, so we need to hear them.
Okay, so I'm thinking 1 is Nigel Thornberry. I guess that's not it. 2.
I'm waiting to hear all of them.
What was that?
She
I'm
wants to hear
waiting
the
to
rest
hear
of
all
them.
of them.
Okay, my second option was Chucky's dad, Chaz Finster from the Rugrats. My third one
Oh.
was, and
I think that's a great usage for your next Halloween, though.
the first one that came to mind, where I was like, I don't know the name, was one of those characters from the Muppets.
Oh, Beaker?
Yeah, Beaker's the only one I know with like similar hair to that.
There's Pepe.
The hair is giving Beaker
yeah.
for sure.
Was
It
he
is-
wearing
it
those-
is
Now
a
that
lab
you
coat.
say it, I wasn't gonna think Beaker, but now that you said it, I
There's
can't like
no lab
unsee
coat,
it.
okay?
Yeah, what sort of outfit does he wear?
He wears a lab
Maybe
coat,
Nigel.
first of all.
I
He's
think-
a
I think your
scientist.
second- it was Nigel Thornberry. I think your
Right.
second one was
Okay.
funny, though. That's hilarious.
My thing is, how could you not think of Nigel Thornberry? He's the only one with orange
He
hair,
did,
orange
though.
mustache that wears a safari outfit.
That was
Chucky's
his
dad
first
doesn't wear a
guess.
I did-
He just is
Hey.
second guessing himself.
right. I got there.
I'm just
But
like,
it's
you're the
also, like,
Nickelodeon
that's the stuff
person.
that's the stuff you can use if you want to be the Lorax next year.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Like that, like you just have to.
My only requirement for work is that now that I've done mustaches, like I have to keep it has to be a mustache character.
I mean, Lorax is a mustache.
Yeah, Lorax
now.
has
The
a mustache.
Omni-Man next year.
You could just get the lab coat and go as Beaker now.
With a mustache.
true.
Beaker doesn't have a
True.
mustache.
No, he doesn't.
It'll work. It'll be fine. Just add a mustache.
You're right. They're not gonna know.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
All right. Well, Kaylee, it's your turn. You're up next. What's the worst job you've ever had and why?
Oh, I mean, I feel like I'm not far enough removed from my worst last jobs.
Ooh.
Just too traumatic.
It's too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon, man.
All right, we'll give you a pass. Jasmine, you got one? You got a worst job you ever had and why?
Oh man. Let's see. I think that the only job where okay, I did retail for like 2 days. Oh no, I did like the holiday season at Macy's. But retail trash. So boring. Mind-numbingly boring. Mind-numbingly. Also at Macy's specifically. So, Macy's was, I guess still is, but like department stores used to be way more like everyone went to department stores. You know what I mean? Back in the day.
Yeah. For
And so
Amazon.
they had people who would like make sales and, had customers that came in all the time. And so when I was working there, I did like the holiday seasons, maybe Al and I were dating. So 2016-ish, 2015, 2016, 2017-ish. And the world has just changed. And so they would give you all of these, when you would go through orientation, they would be like, and this is where you can make your client profile. And you can call them on these days to like let them know about sales. And I was like, I'm making like
Ew.
$12 an hour. Like, I don't care that Betsy likes this shawl. Like, does not matter to me. I do not care. Do not care. Like, no, this is not the type of job you can have now where you can like go home and like, raise a family on it and stuff. So I'm not going to work that hard.
Yeah.
Because y'all aren't paying me enough. Actually, no, now that I'm saying this, my worst job by far was Target. And I'll tell y'all why. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it to myself in case I need to use it against them someday. But
Yeah.
it was Target.
Enough.
Okay, that's good to know because I always wanted to work at Target, like
No.
in
Really?
high school. In high school.
Oh,
and stuff.
high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay away. Actually, no, I'm going to just say it. Okay, so I worked at Target. And they have like that red card.
Yeah.
I always wanted
Yeah.
you to push this red card.
Yeah.
And I just did not care that much because I make $12 an hour. So I'm not trying that hard. Anyway, they eventually got fed up of me like not signing up enough people for credit cards because I wouldn't be like sales level person. I would ask and then people would be like, no, thank you. And I'd be like, great. So anyway, I have to have this meeting with management and my manager was like, you just need to like flirt with them.
Nope.
Mm.
And I was like, for $12 an hour?
Right. This ain't worth that much.
Right.
$12
You make a
for
lot more money
corporation?
flirting.
What,
or
what was
race.
what was the demographic of
That's
your
right.
manager?
Wait, what'd you say?
What what was the demographic of your manager?
This is the worst part.
Uh-oh.
Homegirl was maybe 2 years older than me and white.
I was about to say it's gonna.
It was a
Like
white
it sounds
girl.
like another woman.
It was a woman. Yeah, it was a woman. Oh yeah, because honestly, if it not that it's not like bad, but like if it had been a man,
You got a case.
That's because if
I
it's
got
a
more
man,
of
that's
a
an
case.
HR complaint.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
have more of a case. If it was a woman, it's kind
I'll
of
get away
like,
with that.
like, can I like go to someone? You know what I mean? It was 2015. It was different.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, not great. And that's why it's okay to steal from Target. Except don't, because they're one of those companies that actually they'll build a case against you. They wait until you've stolen a lot.
That's fucked.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yep. Alex, you got one?
I actually liked most of my jobs, except for when I was part of Securitas.
Mm.
I was security guard for a little bit before I joined the Science Center. It was they wanted to. I think I've told everybody like this story. They wanted me to help guard this pharmaceutical company that was going out of business. Um, and one of the jobs I would have to do would be to go down to these lab areas that were empty where they used to do animal testing. But the thing was, when you walked into the lab, the door shut behind you, the radios didn't work, no cell phone reception. It's completely dark except for the hallway that leads you and all these like glass rooms around you. And when the door shuts behind you, you have to go through the whole thing to get to the exit.
Girl, that's how
Nasty.
the
I
horror
was-
movie starts.
Yeah,
You're
I'm like, oh,
opening
do you need
right
to like
now.
email this to Stephen
Yeah,
King?
and so-
Like,
Yeah, I was like, I have seen
see if
one
Monkey
too
Paw
many
will give you a
Resident Evil
deal.
movies. Yeah. Yeah, I was like Resident Evil. This is how that started. That shit there.
Right?
But
Yikes.
yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then you have to walk around this big opening area that did not have any proper fencing. That was out by the docks. It was by Inner Bay,
Mm.
out by the docks. So like, we didn't know who was coming or going. I'm also like 5'2", not allowed to carry a taser, not allowed to carry a pepper spray, anything in self-defense. And you want me to walk this whole entire property just alone in the dark. And some of the lights did not work outside. I was like, nope. I noped out after the second day. I was like, absolutely not. This is all shady as hell. And then I was like telling Securitas because they put you in like different, businesses or things like that. I was like, yeah, this company's going out of business in 6 months. Like, but I need a new assignment now. They're like, oh, no. We'll find you something in 6 months. I'm like, you can't guarantee me a new position today. What makes you think I trust you that you're going to find me a new position 6 months from now when there are also another 100 employees that are now looking for new positions because they've now been released from this company? I was like, nope. Luckily, Science Center gave me a call and I, got there and met you all. So the rest is history.
Oh.
Happy ending at the end of the story. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I could have ended up in a horror film, but I ended up with you all.
So much better, right?
Yeah,
And a podcast.
those were the
Sure,
two
sure.
options.
these are the options.
If I didn't make that clear, yes, I am happy with the way things played out.
Alright.
And I know how my voice sounds, but I can't control that.
Jonathan, round us out. What's your worst job and why?
So the College of Youth Corps was surprisingly not my worst
No, I had
job.
fun doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was kind of fun. It was actually kind of fun. And
Yeah.
you remember when you would like exchange the cans and stuff and for
Yeah.
money?
You get to go to the big thing. Yeah. And then you get to spend the money.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
And sometimes you would just find money in the ground too.
Yeah. We
Alright.
found a gun once, which was not cool. And we
Oh.
had to like get a whole
Wow,
investigation
that took
going.
a sharp turn
That-
there, Lauren.
Yeah.
That
But
was
they
from,
had
like,
like they would have like a
positive
Yeah,
little
to,
like
we-
newsletter thing, and you would like see all the other teams like stories, and then we were like the special cool crew that found the gun, and all the other like 14-year-olds were like, "What? You guys found a gun?" Like, we're like,
Good
"Yeah, it
lord.
was next to a playground." Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're
Oh my
good.
god.
But that was kind of fun. I'll have to say I'll say my least favorite. I'll say it was the worst just because I was bad at it. um, it was I want to say it was like 2015, 2016, something like that. When I was still working at the science center, I just wanted like a second job. And so I got hired with the Mariners for their ticketing gate for their season.
Oh, that
Um,
Oh,
sounds cool.
that sounds
yeah,
Well,
fun.
cool and like busy, but that neat. You
Yeah.
probably get
yeah,
discount Mariner tickets.
yeah. That's what I was thinking at first too. Like, cool. This sounds fun. This sounds cool. The interview process was like kind of stressful. What they did was they got it was maybe like 10 people in a room, and they would be asking you different questions, and then one by one they would have like each person leave the room until they were down to like the top like 3 or 4 people that they wanted, and
America's
then
the
they would
next
hire
top
those people.
model. Oh
it
my
was,
god.
it was really
What?
it was
Crazy.
really it was really fascinating.
Ugh.
Yeah. um and so then when I started, um it was really hectic because it was the opening days for the Mariners, the opening days of the season. um and their system, so I was in ticketing. Their system was through Ticketmaster, and
Oh
the
no.
system was so outdated. You had to type
Mhm.
in and learn and memorize these different codes in order to get different things, based on what the person purchasing the ticket wanted. Um, so it wasn't like, okay, I'll just pick like how you would go on Ticketmaster online. It wasn't like that. You literally had to type in. It looked like the screen was from like the 90s.
Oh
You
my
had to
god.
type in code based on what the customer wanted, based on what seat they wanted. Um, and I remember it was opening day, and this guy comes up to my window, and he's like, "Just give me the best seat, whatever the best seat you have available is." And I'm like, "Okay, bet." And I type in the code and whatever, and it's not working. Meanwhile, the person next to me is their customer also wants the same thing. So they're whipping it up, they're doing it. I'm sweating because I'm like, let me get this seat before this person takes it. Lo and behold, the person next to me, they get the ticket, and I'm over here
No.
like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but it wasn't working for me, and I couldn't get you the ticket.
I want to hear
Uh,
that shit. I want my damn ticket.
Yeah. Sports fans.
yeah.
Yep.
So thankfully, from what I remember, I didn't get cussed out that bad. And
That's good.
and I got him the next best ticket. Maybe I called for help or something. From what I remember, I kind of blocked it out.
Oh.
And then there was another instance where I was working the will call window, and that was a lot less high high pressure because you basically just looked for the last name and handed the person their envelope with their
Nice.
tickets in it.
Hmm.
But I found a way to mess that up too because I handed somebody else the wrong tickets.
Oh
Oh
So I
no.
remember,
no.
I, I
At
remember.
this point, the manager just be like, "Hey, Jonathan, can I see you in my office real quick?"
Well,
Oh.
at the end of the shift, it was like that. He pulled me into the office and he was like, Jonathan.
I was joking.
He was like, Jonathan, horseshoes only count, or sorry, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And he was like,
Wow.
I just want you to pay more attention and everything for next time. But there was no next time because I
Of
was like, hey,
course.
I'm
Yeah.
peacing out. I'm peacing out.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
this
said,
ain't for
let me
me.
leave before
Oof.
let me leave before I get a chance to. get my paper
Listen,
served to me. So
sometimes you gotta know when it's like this ain't for me. I'm not the one. You know what I mean? This job is for somebody, but it just ain't.
You you know what's the funniest job I've ever had where I was cussed at or where I feel like because I work in the medical field and I get cussed out by patients and like I have a level of understanding because they're in a lot of pain, especially so it's like I don't take it too personally. I'm like, all right, you're in pain, you're frustrated, and you're lashing out. Totally understand that. But the job where I think it was the funniest that I ever got like cussed at or like yelled at is when I worked at the Fred Meyer Deli. I had one time somebody call me a stupid bitch because we were no longer carrying the type of ham they wanted.
Oh my
Jeez
god.
And I
Louise.
was like, what did I do?
I don't order
What
it.
did involve me? I was like, I literally just slicing. Do you want something else or no? That was the only job I actually also yelled at a customer one time because it was so stupid and it was over fucking coleslaw over Memorial Day. The managers the next day were like, Alex, did you go yell at a customer? I was like, yes, I did. I was like, and I feel no regret. So are you going to send me home or can I get back to work? And they're like, just don't do it again. I'm like, fine. I was like, you could still see the anger on my face. And they're like, all right, we're just going to leave you alone.
Damn.
It's so stupid. But I think that's the
Mhm.
funniest job I've ever been cussed at. Where it's like, it's ham. You're yelling at me about ham.
Over ham.
You know.
Yeah, you're yelling at the 20-year-old because we no longer carry your ham. Like I had anything to do with it.
Of course, you work here, don't you? You must know how everything around here runs. You
You
can't
are in
possibly.
control of all the ham.
Right, you're in control of every single department. What you mean?
Yeah, I was like 20 working like closing shift at a Fred Meyer Deli. Like I had no control over anything in my life, clearly. It was in a small town in Oregon too. Yeah, nothing in my life was in control at that moment. Try to blame me for ham.
No, mine is during the pandemic. I was doing freelance video stuff, but it wasn't enough, and I still had to pay like my student loans and things like that. Well, not my student loans, but I have a separate loan that I pay for that is specifically tied to the company that owns the Art Institute. So them I had to keep paying, and so I was like, I need more money, and so I picked up a job with Amazon working at one of their grocery store centers, grocery store center, aka Whole Foods, because which they have you do all the training, all of the stuff for like warehouses, whatever. So I guess they don't really know where they'll put you, but they put me at the Whole Foods because they own Whole Foods.
Interesting.
Mind you, I thought it was going to be a regular job because when I signed up, I was like, okay, I'm just going to sign up, send in my resume, get ready for the interview. There was no interview. I had the job. All I needed, because I only wanted was bodies. So literally, the second I
Oh
sent
my
my resume was the second I
God.
got hired.
Oof.
And so they sent me some training videos. I did the thing, and mind you, I didn't hate the people. We didn't really have like a manager per se. Like we did, but he wasn't really around. Um, and coincidentally, I did meet a lady who was practically like a manager, or at least I treated her like one because she knew all the information, named Elizabeth. And so only
For those who
we will
don't
get that
know,
audience you don't
that was
know.
yeah,
But
that was our old manager. Was named
but she was
Elizabeth at the Science
yeah,
Center.
but she was a really nice lady. She was super cool,
Nice.
and she showed me the ropes and everything. And it's just grocery shopping. I describe that time in my life as when I grocery shopped for a living. And because that's all you do. You go to Whole Foods, you have a little phone that you get from at the beginning of your shift, and it gets orders in through an app that tells you like what people are ordering and stuff. It even has a map of the grocery store that you're in, because you what you do is you sign up to get shifts at specific Whole Foods. So not like the same one. You go to whichever ones you want to
Strange.
go to. So I went between the Linwood one and the one in I think Bellevue. Went between the two. And the reason I consider it the worst job I ever had is because I learned why I don't think I'll ever work for Amazon ever again, in that like Amazon expects perfection from you, like perfection from you that they will never give to you. And it's so frustrating because, like, for example, when you get an order in, you have at first, when I first did it, I didn't even notice that there was a timer on the damn thing. And the timer is because that is the time they presume you will need to get all the items that is on whatever is that list is of items based off of the map of the store or whatever. It doesn't account for if people are in your way or if like that thing isn't there. Like, or it, like, if you get stuff from the deli counter, for example, how long it's going to take for them to get it ready for you so they can give it to
And
you,
they are
because there are
doing their
times,
best.
yeah. Yes, all the deli workers out there are doing their best. And so it's just like that was bullshit already, but I was like, whatever. Then it also became a thing where, like, as the job went on, the less quality materials we were given to use, and their system was outdated. The worst, like the final straw for me being when I there was an order that had a bunch of cartons of stuff, like a carton of milk, a carton of orange juice, whatever. And normally when I first started, they had these really thick brown paper bags. So it was easy. You could put like 2 cartons or whatever, and that would fill up the bag, and then that would be it. That's all you need is the one bag because they were so thick, they were pretty heavy. And then they have 3 staging areas. There was an area for non-perishable foods, an area where there was a free refrigerator for perishable foods, and then an area for with a freezer for like stuff like ice cream, frozen goods, things like that. And you had to put each item, you had to put a little sticker on with a code, scan the QR code, all that stuff, and then put it in its respective area. And so as time went on, the bags got thinner. So I'm putting the cartons in, like my cartons in my bag, and I put the little sticker on it, put it on the thing, everything. And it's not until I noticed, once I finally am ready to put it in the refrigerator, that the bag's ripped. And then the carton's practically about to fall out. So I'm like, and me being me, I'm like, if I'm gonna do a job, I'm gonna do it right. So I find Elizabeth's working that day. And so I find Elizabeth, I'm like, hey Elizabeth, I got an issue. I got this bag that has like this that's ripped. I need to take is it cool if I just take the sticker off, put a new sticker on, like, or not the sticker, if I put all these items in a new bag and just like take the sticker and put it on a new thing? She's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? She's like, no, you can't undo. Once you're in the like staging area, what you need to do is you need to start a new order, put the new like scan, basically make a new bag, put that on there, and then put this same sticker on it, and just like rip it off the bag that you're taking it off of, staple it to the new bag, and then put that onto the thing. And I'm like, you
That's
mean to tell me
So
the tech
efficient.
company Amazon doesn't have has an undo button? Like, of all the things not to have.
Man, we should
And it's
kill Jeff
just,
Bezos.
but on top of that, also
here.
there was like, I've never judged people more than when I did that job, seeing some of the shit they would order, and I would just be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Wait, like
What the
what?
hell?
Like
We're in the
what?
middle
You
of a
can't say
goddamn
that.
pandemic. The worst one being when I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home. I'm at the store. I'm ready to go home. And I used to take the early shifts because then I was like, which were from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Because then after 8 a.m., I get the whole rest of my day to do whatever I want with it because it's a pandemic. Nothing's really happening. So you can just sit at home. So I'm as close to the end of my
I
shift.
still have to go to work every day in office.
I
That
had to
you're
go to
different.
work.
You worked at
That's
a hospital.
service, so
You were essential.
I was not.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm like, it's close to the end of my shift. It's like 5 minutes, like before my shift ends. I could probably get one more order in. There's one that's like should take 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, 2-minute shift. Get me a little extra, whatever. I click on it. Yeah, the timer says 2 minutes. The order was 12. Count them, 12 packs of sparkling water, sparkling
Oh
cider.
no.
Oh my god.
And I had to pack like, mind you, you don't pack them in a bag, but you do have to like get them all, scan them all, put stickers on them, all of that. And you got to carry it. Like, and I thank God my cart was big enough to hold them all because I was going to get really pissed. And the whole time I'm just sitting there like, who the fuck is all this sparkling water for? It's a pandemic. You ain't supposed to be having no parties. There's no way you're going to drink all these.
I mean, I guess
You don't need all this
can
right
hope
now.
it's like
You need
just
2
so they
cases.
never have to do it again. I don't know.
People hoarded like the craziest things during the pandemic. You got to remember that. Some people were
Also
hoarding
true.
like, yeah, like everybody remembers the toilet paper, but like other things were hoarded where they're like, I have a bunch of ramen soup in case anything ever happens. Like you have like
Yeah.
500 cases of ramen soup. You need to relax. So,
And probably still
although-
got 300 left.
Mhm.
Yep.
Back
Although,
at the pantry.
I will
Right.
say, like after doing that job, did teach me a valuable lesson for the ladies out there, and that lesson is: if you want a man with money, ladies, don't go to the club or the library. Go to Whole Foods. If you see a man there who's single, stacking his cart up, that means he got it going on. All right, go talk to him. He's the type of man you want if you're looking for financial stability. Because
Not if
Whole
he's
Foods
buying
is
12
expensive.
cases of 12 packs.
No, that's just a weirdo. Ignore them. But everybody else.
Ignore that person specifically.
It's
This just confirms what I've known to be true because I use Target pickup a lot. And I just know that when I buy like 4 candles and like 2
People are
pints of ice
judging you.
cream, that they're like, oh, it's self-care night. You know what I mean?
Oh no, you do start making. I started making stories about people based off of what they were getting, of like what's going on. The one that I thought was I was like, I hope this is a mistake because if it's not, this is really sad. Of the like person like they ordered because you can order everything down to the most minute details on Amazon. And one of the things they ordered, there, those like Dove chocolate things, the little like tiny ones that are balls that are like individually wrapped. They ordered 2 kinds. The first one was like a mint one, and they ordered 3 specifically little wrapped candies. And then the other one was an order of and this is why I think it was a mistake, 3 boxes of the regular mint chocolate one. I
Oh.
think they meant to say, I'm like, I hope this is a mistake, and they meant to hit 3 separate chocolates because if you need 3 boxes,
No, this sounds
Girl,
normal to me.
So
I'm like,
self-care
girl, I'm
night.
sorry he broke your heart. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see.
Self-care
I
night
thought you were
Winter,
just
yeah.
saying they like bought the wrong quantity and
No,
they
like
wanted 3.
no, I
You
thought
never
they
know
were.
what
I
Chris
was
out
like,
there.
I was
Well,
like,
I don't
I'm
want
so
to have to come
sorry.
back.
No, yeah.
So
Get
I
it
get what you
all.
mean though. I get what you mean though, because there was one time me and Lauren went grocery shopping, and I had the saddest single, like cat ladies groceries ever. Because I got like a
What?
single pan pizza. Do you not remember that? I got like a
No.
single pan pizza. I got like a bottle of alcohol, and then I got like 3 cans of cat food. Like I had these, but I was like, I just want something to eat tonight, and I want to drink, and also I forgot to go to Mud Bay, so like I
I do
queue up
remember
everything
this.
out this
No,
stuff.
you start making narratives doing that job of like, what does this person got going on?
I live
I
apparently a very sad life.
admittedly, I did get my revenge on Amazon though, although I still feel bad about it to this day. Is that
No.
one time a
Fuck
person wanted
Amazon.
like a tiny no, not for Amazon. I feel bad about the person who got this
Oh.
order. Is I dropped the watermelon and it didn't shatter completely, but it did burst. And I was like, I was almost the end of my shift. This is my last order, and I didn't want to have to go through the effort to go get a whole nother watermelon, so I just put it in another bag.
I mean, like
I
that's
wrapped it up.
the way that they run their
And-
company is encouraging that type of thing. Because if you're getting punished and have to do like more work because they don't have an undo button, like yeah, everyone
Yeah.
suffers.
my only hope, I only feel bad because I'm like, either one of 2 things are gonna happen. Either B, they're gonna complain because I think I left like a week later and quit that job. So either B, they sent a complaint for an employee that doesn't work there anymore, or B, they blamed a poor delivery driver who was not to blame at all for it bursting, as it like thinking that it happened on the ride there. And
Mhm.
either way, I do feel bad for both parties involved, the customer and the delivery driver, because they don't deserve that. But silver linings, I've updated my LinkedIn profile because of that job. And then Erica, who used to work guest services at Pacific Science Center, hooked me up with my job in security at Mopop. So,
There you go.
full circle. All right. Next question. This one's a little more fun, but I'm curious to see everyone's answers. I'll start with you, Alex, because I feel like you'll have an interesting answer to this question. Which would you
I don't know
rather
about
be? A superhero or a supervillain?
Oh, supervillain.
And I'm gonna add the tag of "and why."
Because one, super villains have more sass, and honestly, to be honest, I can't do hero quips. I can absolutely match a super villain sass.
Wait,
And
your reasoning is because you don't have the quick-wittedness of a Spider-Man?
no, but I definitely have the sharp tongue of like a super villain. And also
Fair enough.
super villains like weapons are just so much more cooler and like look like they're so much more fun. Do I get to be a cartoony supervillain?
You
Because
can
I
be
would
whatever
prefer
supervillain
that.
you want. I'll open it up.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm like created a giant machine to control lightning, I'd definitely be that type of supervillain.
So you want to be like a Dr. Evil type supervillain, like you're just gonna do crazy stuff and expect $1 billion.
Let's be honest, I'd probably be more like a Doofenshmirtz type of supervillain because I don't have that great of memory, and every time my arch nemesis comes to the door, I'm like Perry, Perry the platypus. It just fits me a little more, and honestly, I don't know. There's just something that seems more like a supervillain has more of an interesting backstory than a superhero at times.
Mm.
And I've had a colorful background, and I have the mental disorders to be a supervillain, so I feel like that's also caused a lot. So
Gotcha. Kaylee, what you got?
I mean, I feel like I would be. I feel kind of a little bit like both, but I'm gonna maybe say villain just because one, I would really like the nice villain house. You know, like
They
they got
do
the best
have cool
houses
houses, yeah.
and
Yeah, I don't know.
they got the best fits, you
It's
know?
now that I will
They
give you. Normally,
they
villains
got
have
the
a better
best fits
costume.
and they got the best houses. So like I feel like I would enjoy both those aspects, and also I think I'm definitely a salty and jaded type person, so that's probably fitting in the aura of being a supervillain. Like just the general vibe.
Like, well,
So
Alex has said she thinks she'd be a Doofenshmirtz type supervillain. What type of supervillain do you think you'd be?
I mean probably like more like a anti-hero type supervillain, like Poison Ivy or something, because again, the
yeah,
layer, the fits. Come on. It's
and
great.
you got the hair.
Yeah, like it's great. Yeah, like the style is giving. If anything, I feel like I would be maybe not superhero, but like Disney villain. Yeah. Like I could
Maleficent.
be a I could be, yeah, Maleficent, Ursula. You telling me Ursula's like little cave area doesn't look very chill. Looks great. Yeah. All the Disney villains really really great accommodations. So yeah. I feel like maybe villain might be the way to go.
Mm. Lauren.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like, just by existing, are you not imposing your will on others anyway? So isn't a superhero in a way kind of a supervillain?
Ooh.
I would say depends on the hero. Cause like I mean, you're talking to a person who is like when it comes to like Civil War, I was always on the registration side.
That means nothing to me. I'm sorry.
So so for context, it's in the movie Captain America Civil War and also in the comic Civil War, main conflict among the superheroes being that the government is requesting that superheroes register themselves to the government in order for the government to have more oversight on
Uh-huh.
people's powers and the use of said powers. And for me, the catalyst is always my justification for feeling like that's not necessarily a bad idea, because in the comics, a dude who a super team made up of teenagers tries to fight a supervillain who, unbeknownst to them, his power is out of control. That power being to explode and blows up a elementary school filled with children. because they don't know how to
Sure.
handle the situation. In the movie, it's that the Avengers have consistently, despite saving the day, also caused a lot of collateral damage that has destroyed whole countries and even killed countless amounts of people. Some in which is involving the heroes themselves, like the Hulk, who can't control his powers all the time. So I'm like, little oversight might not be a bad idea. I mean, there's definitely some amendments that need to be made. You know, it can't be all total control, but you know, just
I mean, I
saying,
don't
superheroes.
necessarily think like the government is the
The
Well, there's
answer.
my thing about
Yeah.
that is I'm like I like it how it's done in the movie better than in the comics. It's the U.S. government. In the movie, it's the UN, and I'm like the UN
who we
makes
know
more
is
sense.
flawless, right?
No, they are flawed as well. But my thing is, I'm like, it's a thing where I'm like, it's like so like having somebody, because I'm like, who if not the government, who else would be in charge if we're requesting
The
superhero
people,
oversight?
Jerome. The
Mhm.
people.
The people are the type of people who, if the Flash doesn't save you that day, will become a supervillain.
Mm,
People are
I
too
don't know.
fickle to be
Oh,
in
okay.
charge.
Well, I'm feeling like
This
you're
past
being very
election is proof
cynical.
positive of that.
So I guess that would make me a superhero. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. If it helps, Captain America feels the way you feel. He's like, no, I don't want the government in charge of what
He
I got
loves
going on.
America a little too much to be me, but that's okay.
Jonathan, do you have a pick?
So when you first posed the question, I was thinking, oh, probably superhero. But after listening to the rest of your guys' answers
What, we
and
swayed you?
yeah, kind of, because one
Wouldn't
mean,
it
the
just be
fits.
more fun?
with
The fits,
yeah, with
the schools and everything?
with the fits, with the amount of fun you get to have. There's a reason it's called chilling like a villain and not chilling
Yeah.
like a superhero, because you get to
Oh,
relax. There's a sense of ease. You don't have to constantly fight these battles for these ungrateful people all the time. And,
Thankless
and
job.
for real.
Wait,
And
isn't that what The
also,
Incredibles started as? Mr. Incredible got sued because he saved a guy falling from a building and he broke his collarbone, and the guy sued him.
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death. That's what
Yeah, you ruined my death.
Is that what he says at the beginning of a Child's
That-
Play?
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what
to
the
him.
guy said
Damn.
when they're like
No,
interviewing
God.
him.
The
so
Incredibles is
funny.
very dark. They straight out say, I rewatched it recently. They say it was a suicide attempt, and
Mhm.
it's like that Mr. Incredible saved it. Like they used the words suicide attempt.
Mhm.
My,
dang.
pay more
Uh,
attention to these movies.
And also, sometimes, the heroes cause just as much havoc as the villains. Like, have you
Yeah.
guys seen that meme where it's like, where it's the guy looking like, and it's like, when, when super,
Yeah, seeing Superman throw that Toyota Camry that you
you
still
just
have
paid
6
off.
payments
Oh.
off. Payments
Yeah.
off,
Yeah,
just paid off.
I do always wonder whenever I would watch the Marvel movies or like any superhero movies and you see all of the damage that gets caused. Like someone must have done the financial breakdown of like how
Probably.
much damage that would
It's
cost
probably in the
every single
trillions.
time.
Well, it depends on the character, because, like, for example, Superman for Superman comics, they say it's like there's like a Metropolis fund or something, just specifically for that exact situation. Or Lex Luthor, I think, covers it. In Gotham, Batman pays for it. Like he has a Wayne Foundation whose sole purpose is repairing the damage done by both Batman and the villains of Gotham. So it's like
Mhm.
dependent, and I think in the Marvel universe is Tony, and then also another group called the Damage Control, who
So
their
what you're
sole purpose
saying
is
is
fixing
like
the city after the superheroes wreck it and destroy
they
it.
need billionaires.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the sole purpose billionaires exist in the Marvel universe is to fix the damage that they cause with their superhero.
Problematic.
I don't know, I feel like we're really just selling supervillains now. Like,
yeah.
Right. And we,
we're
we've
really,
seen the boys. We've seen the boys. We see how
we're like, are you
superheroes-
a billionaire? No. The answer is you're a supervillain now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, listen, Superman's not a billionaire, all right? The city takes care of him. He's just a farm boy from Kansas.
Fair enough.
So that would be my answer.
Jasmine.
Man, you all make compelling arguments. I gotta be honest, y'all. The whole time I've been like, I kind of just want to be Meg from Hercules. Like, can I just be like?
Well, listen, like
Maybe.
Lois Lane, I consider her still a superhero. You know what I mean? And she doesn't have no powers, and she's not the like powerful one, but she still does a lot for Metropolis with her journalism powers.
The
And
people.
she has a lot for the people. Like she's
She
and,
is the
and,
people.
and she
Jerome.
keeps the world's most powerful man in charge in check because Superman, he can fight a lot of people, but he can't combat Lois Lane.
Yeah. See, I think I want to be a lady, or like Jane from Tarzan. Like, I know we're kind of straying away from like the superheroes.
The prompts.
Like, that's
I mean,
I'm just thinking about who did I want to be when I was younger, and I wanted to be Jane. I wanted to be Meg.
Yeah.
Who else?
Esmeralda. I wanted to
Jasmine
be
for sure.
Esmeralda.
I did want to be Esmeralda.
Mhm.
Yes. I did like Esmeralda. She was very, very pretty. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about as a kid, personally. And Nala. I really wanted to be Nala.
I think a piece of me feels like I'd want to be like I'd probably like aspire to be a supervillain because it's so easy. But
you would be a superhero 100%.
The optimism in me, the
Yeah.
optimist in me would be a superhero. Probably be somewhere like I don't know, maybe someone like because not like goody two shoes like Captain America, but probably more like Spider-Man. Be fucking up all the time, but still trying nonetheless. It's like trying my best. I'm like, look, listen, I can't save everybody, and honestly, I could have done better that last time, but I'm here now, right? Like we're here, we're still doing it.
If I was a hero, I would want to be
Jonathan.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
I was thinking, if I was gonna be a villain, I want to be
anybody.
Man Ray,
You too.
Yes, if I was gonna be a villain, I would be Man Ray for sure. Is this your wallet? Like, just for that?
That's my favorite episode. Like Jonathan, no offense though, you say you'd be a supervillain. I feel like you wouldn't be down for it after a while. You'd get the costume, everything, but the second your minions are like, "All right, boss, kill him," you'd be like, "I mean, we caught him, right? I feel like that's good enough, right, guys?" We don't need to kill him.
I wouldn't want to be like a Marvel villain or something. I want to be like a villain from like one of those Nickelodeon shows.
Like Doofenshmirtz.
Who would you say, Alex?
I love Doofenshmirtz. That's what I love. I would love to build or like crazy contraptions all the time.
Also, here's the thing about being a supervillain. The universe is already against you no matter what. You will never, ever win. You're destined to lose.
That sounds like a villain origin story, Jerome.
No, I'm saying it's the facts of the matter. You are destined to lose. The only chance you have to ever win is to become a good guy, like Magneto or something. Like have a stint where you're a good guy so you can finally know what it's like to win. That's it. That's the only chance you have to ever succeed at accomplishing any of your goals. Otherwise, you are destined to forever be a loser. A loser who looks good, but a loser nonetheless.
Good. Okay.
In comics.
But in this economy, if I could have a house, I'm just saying.
Supervillain's got a layer, they got the money too.
A whole layer, if you will.
Although, did you guys see that? Oh no, you go.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna change the subject, so you can, sort of. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, what about those villains that get their own spin-offs and stories and stuff like that? Like
most of them, when they do, they become anti-heroes. They stop being villains. Maleficent's now nice to the princess that she cursed. Loki is now a good guy who's just misunderstood. They become good guys. That's what they do when they get their own spin-offs. They don't stay evil, except the Penguin. He's the only one who's like evil the whole time.
What about like horror villains though?
Oh.
'Cause they kind
Oh
of
yeah,
went
because they never
huge.
die. They never
Yeah, they
die.
never die. They
Well,
kill a
except
bunch of
Michael that
people who
one
break the
time.
rules.
You know he ain't dead. You know,
No,
in
he's dead
You know.
in that timeline. There's going to be a new timeline that's going to start where Michael's going to start over. And he's going to be different.
Oh, I love Michael down,
See?
but like, man, the last two movies,
Yeah.
upsetting.
There shouldn't be any more timelines. When it's a horror film, there shouldn't be timelines with horror films. That is for sci-fi. When it's horror films, either let them die or don't kill them, or have them weirdly alive at the end. But don't bring in timelines for these
That's the
horror
new
films.
thing.
Don't do
Every
that.
time they reboot these Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or whatever, they start a new timeline, a new continuity. Even the Chucky movie with Mark Hamill, the reboot, that's a different timeline. That's not tied to the already still ongoing OG timeline with the TV show. So it's like that's what they do. They make new timelines.
Ridiculous.
But you make a good point. Horror villains are stay pretty much uh evil, and they do most of the time get their way, except for I guess the argument is if the final girl isn't killed, do they win? Because they didn't complete their task of killing everybody in whatever location they're
But
going.
they had a good time.
Just now imagine Jason
It's the journey, Jerome.
just crying in the corner like, you know what, Jason? You did good, and you still earned this Ben and Jerry's ice cream for the night. You know what?
Yeah, you know.
6 out of 7 ain't bad.
I mean, well, in Nightmare on Elm Street, I think it's the fourth or fifth one, the Nightmare Warriors, the Dream Warriors, awful, god awful. Technically, Freddy did succeed in that the town no longer had any children at all. There were only adults living there because he killed off all the children. So, I mean, he did
Succeed.
kind of succeed.
Success is how you measure it.
There we go. See, this is why you end up being a talk show host.
All right, Kaylee, next question's for you. Well, you'll start anyway. But,
No, okay.
this is one that I think you'll have fun with. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Probably anything that's like classified as like pop punk or emo from like the years 2004 to like 2014.
You're singing "I'm Not Okay" by My Chemical Romance. Is that what
Yes,
you're talking about?
a great gem. I have sung that for karaoke before. Anything that involves just like yell singing is always fun, even though I am by no means good at it. So yeah, definitely would be my picks.
Okay. Jonathan, you got to go to?
The last time I did full out karaoke, which was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I sang "Killing Me Softly" by the Fugees.
Oh,
That's a good song.
Mm-hmm. It's a good song, and it got the crowd got involved in everything, which was fun. So
Nice. What more can you ask for at karaoke?
yeah, exactly. So that's mine.
Jasmine?
I've never done karaoke. I refuse. I really like going though and singing along with everyone else. But if I did do it, it would be WAP.
Oh,
Yeah.
Specifically
Love
Megan's
it.
second verse, because there's no reason she went that hard. Like she did not have to do that. She murdered it.
same. I agree. I like going to karaoke, like
More than
and
participating.
watching people
Yeah.
do it than I do participating. I like singing along with the person who has the mic.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Alex, you got to go to?
I do not, because I am tone deaf and I can't keep a song. Like I can sing like 2 lines and then I lose the song somewhere along the line. So I do know all the words to The Gambler for some reason. I don't know why. So maybe The Gambler? That's the only song I know every line to. Yeah, I don't know why I know it by
Who
Kenny
is that
Rogers.
by?
Kenny Rogers.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I genuinely, I can recite it. That's like the only song too. That is the only song I could actually like know the lyrics from the start to the end. No clue why. That song has never
Only
been
one
significant
song?
in my life at all. Yeah, that is the only song. And that's been consistent since I was like a teenager too. It's really weird. I don't know. But yeah, I'm tone deaf, so I can't. I should not be allowed at karaoke.
Lauren?
Mine's I have embarrassing ones. So lately anyway, well, I say that, but so Eve 6 is Inside Out or Harvey
Hmm.
Danger's Flagpole Sitta.
Interesting. I haven't heard either of those. I don't think anyway.
You don't need to look them up.
Flagpole Sitta is the one that has the most interesting title for me.
You guys probably know that song and just don't know what it's called because it was like
Mhm.
everywhere when we were growing up. But yeah, some 90s like indie and alternative for you. But
Yeah, I know exactly.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Last time
Yeah.
I did karaoke, I sang Boys to Men's End of the Road with a group of guys that we had just met on a cruise ship. It was
That's a good one.
fun time. All the old heads were
Was it
out
the last
dancing
day?
on the dance floor. Huh? No, it was not.
Oh.
You singing prematurely?
Very much so. Mhm. Yeah, I love to sing. I'm not a big karaoke guy. It makes me nervous. I think.
They're
just to be-
stressful.
like I think, or no, actually, that's not the last. Last what time thing I sang was "I Can't Make You Love Me" by Bonnie Raitt. On karaoke.
Oh.
Yeah, love that song.
It's a beautiful
Great
song.
Mm-hmm. Who hasn't gotten a question yet? Jasmine, did you lead a question yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I think I've hit everybody except you, Jasmine. So I think you'll be the last like overall question. Then we'll do a wrap up and call it a night. So,
Okay.
Jasmine, here's a fun. This is a hypothetical that you kind of gotta use your imagination for. But let's say your dream celebrity crush, you get with them, have a baby. What is that celebrity baby's name? What do you think your celebrity baby name would be?
Okay. So, not anything scandalous. This is mostly for me to talk about my very controversial crush. If you have, first of all, if I ever had a boy, his name would be James. So if it were a boy, it would be James. If it were a gal, it would be Jane. So we'll just get that part out of the way right now. Now, have y'all seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, love Game of Thrones.
Okay. So what you really asked me, just so everyone can picture what our baby would look like, is if I got together with Littlefinger, what would my baby look like?
I mean, listen, he's a handsome
Really?
man,
Fuck
even though he
is
sucks
that?
as a person.
That was not the question. It was my crush. Like,
No, I'm saying you're saying controversial. I feel like that's not controversial. I mean, he is an attractive dude.
it is controversial in my circles, let me tell you. And the rest of the room hasn't even spoken yet, so we'll see.
That's true.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I
I
can't.
haven't either. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick the
Okay.
photo. I'll send the chat.
Oh no. Okay.
No, the world needs to see
That's
this.
a
Hold
word.
on.
Well,
I mean, I would agree that he's attractive. Yeah.
It's definitely also because he's like, you know what? No, actually, we're not gonna get into it. We can do it off camera.
Yeah, Peter Baelish. There you go.
Not the
Oh.
hands.
Really?
Poor
You could
little
have at least said like
Yo.
Littlefinger Game of
Here, let's-
Thrones,
let's-
man. You
let's,
didn't have to
uh,
like just type
Yo.
Littlefinger.
I just
Well,
love the
listen,
Google
Google know what I meant.
Little
Game
finger.
of Thrones.
Like,
He's handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
bad.
he's
bad.
handsome.
no,
But if you know the character, he's so
No,
slimy.
he's awful.
no, the
Ah.
Yeah.
character sucks.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is, yeah,
So slimy.
I'm with Jerome. Like, if you could separate the character, it's different.
Wait,
You
is
know.
it the celebrity crush as in the actor or the character?
yeah.
the actor, the actor.
No, no, no.
But
I'm
I like
asking
him
Jasmine.
in this character role. Like he doesn't always look like this.
No,
So you like
So I like him
Littlefinger,
like
not
this.
Jasmine
not
said, "I
like
want
Peter
this.
Baelish.
I want this version."
I want this version of him.
I want it in this size, this version, this color.
yeah. If they got to get the character's name is Aiden, or the actor's name is Aiden Gillen, and yeah, the Littlefinger is his most handsome. I will admit, looking at pictures of him without the mustache.
The mustache makes it.
Yeah.
The mustache makes it. Yeah,
Mustache
definitely.
Jasmine makes an appearance.
I'm not
again.
going to ruin your fantasy
Yes,
for you, so I
yes,
won't show you the pictures.
that is my weakness.
That's so
I do
funny.
that.
Yeah, that adds a fun wrinkle. Who is the celebrity crush you were having your celebrity baby with? If you feel comfortable sharing. We'll go next to Alex. What is your celebrity baby's name? Who is your and who's the celebrity crush that is the other parent of this hypothetical baby?
I'll stick with my main one, always Chris Pine. And since
Ooh.
he's a very white man, I feel like we have to go towards a more white name. So, like,
You
I
know,
don't know.
your baby would be mixed though.
Right, they'd be half Mexican, half white.
Yeah, but there's a straight 50-50 chance it either comes out my darkness or his whiteness. Because that's what happened with our mom. My mom's side of the
The
family,
baby
she
could
was
be
born.
darker than you though.
Yeah,
It could.
recessive gene and
So
shit.
my mom, she was born blonde, blue-eyed, and so was her sister in white. And then my dad's just dark all over. And so she was expecting me and my sister to be both born blonde, white, and blue-eyed. We came out all shades of dark. So there's like a 50-50 chance to go. Especially with like Mexican people, you never know what shade you're gonna get. It's a fun thing.
So why would
shades of
you
the room.
name it Chris Pine Jr.?
I never said Chris Pine Jr. I would never do a junior, no offense, Jerome.
I'm not a junior. I'm the second. My mom was very specific about that, and I know because she corrects everyone who calls me junior. I'm a second.
I don't like those names that are like the lineage names, I guess. You can put it that way. I don't know why. I just don't. I've never liked them. No offense, Jerome. I love you.
Okay, well, I'm dying. I am dying to hear your name choices. Like I am foaming at the mouth right now. I have to know.
I don't know why, but the girl's name that popped into my head was Juniper. Don't know why.
That's a cute
Yeah,
name.
but that popped in my head.
Juniper Pine?
Listen, that's a good celebrity name. Juniper Pine.
That
is very celebrity name. You are correct.
That is it's a celebrity name.
Oh.
What if they're a boy? Are they still Juniper? That's a unisex name, I guess.
No, for me that feels like a girl's name. I don't know. Now I kind of just want to name it a tree name.
You
Like
did?
Fern?
Cedar.
Yeah.
Jerome,
Yes,
fern is not a tree.
It's not, but it's agricultural nonetheless.
Cedar pine? Cedar pine. Oh, I would do that.
Cedar pine.
I would do that. I would absolutely do that.
Taxonomist
Maple.
Better than lineage names.
And
No,
also,
I just always try to think about lineage names. I've never
every name is a
them.
lineage name because literally it's just the name of the person prior with a 2 or a junior next to it. Every name could be a lineage name.
I mean, you
You
guys
know what I
understand
mean.
last names are like lineages, right?
That's a part of it too. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I know she's referring to the first name.
I know, yeah. I don't know why, I just never liked them. But then again, I've never liked anybody in my family enough to ever do that for. So, that might also just be some weird disconnection with it. That I don't think I'd never ever name
I don't
any
know.
child after any family member.
Feels like societal pressure or something.
I mean, that could be too, or there's a familiar pressure and things like that. But it's just never been something I've would have preferred to name if I somehow
I
had
mean,
children.
if House of the Dragon has taught me anything, it's that there's nothing wrong with unique names, and sometimes it might save us some confusion.
Yes, but those unique names keep getting used over and over.
Yeah.
How many Aegons are there? Like there was like 3
There's like 3 or
What
4
name?
active cast.
Aegon.
Aegon,
Aegon?
which
Aegon
there were
Targaryen.
4
It's
active
like
cast, like active characters' names in play at the time too. It wasn't just like
no.
here's an
In the
Aegon over there.
story, there's like 2. There's 2 dudes named Aegon,
Oh,
but the fact that another person is named Aegon is what leads to the entirety of the plot of that story.
that is true.
Wow.
That one I know what you're talking about. But yeah, that's a thing. That's always driven me crazy. Repetition also bothers me. But juniper pine or cedar pine, because I would
Both,
also just do that
I
to my
mean,
kid.
both are like definitely like celebrity names. Like
Right? We got a
celebrity
celebrity vibe.
names. They
Y'all.
do.
Let's just all be happy I'm not naming my kid a pun, because that's also a risk I would absolutely
Cedar
do.
Pine is a pun.
They have to, yeah, first of all,
Yeah,
and also
pine.
you don't have, they have to go to like school like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
for
mean,
much.
Juniper
They'll
is
be
a
fine.
cool name. I feel like that's a cool
No,
enough name to
Juniper
go
is
to
a
school
lovely
with.
name. I think it's like once you start
Cedar.
connecting it with like last names and stuff, like kids get bullied for less.
That's true.
Yep.
I mean, there's a
True.
kid named Two, who's I think the daughter of Peter Morrow, and they named her that, so her name would be Two Morrow.
Brutal.
My mom's maiden name is
Honestly, that's
Anand,
worse.
and her mom, I think, was like, one of her parents was like, March is a really lovely name. And then they realized that her name would have been March Onin. March on in. So they named her Lynn instead.
Oh shit!
Right.
Tomorrow is actually like an actress and stuff. She's 23 now.
That's crazy.
Wow.
She's an adult, see? Clearly she's doing fine.
They thought they did. Yeah, because they're a celebrity's child.
Exactly. So Juniper and Cedar Pine would be fine.
I guess.
Oh, or you could do like Willow Smith, but then also in your tree family.
Do you consider that a
Well,
legacy name? Because it's like
Willow?
almost
Well,
Will.
because
It's almost
their name
junior.
because their names are because their kids' names are Willow and Jaden. So
Mhm.
after Will and Jada.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
that's
I
true.
guess they are technically.
I mean, I guess it is, but for me personally, I consider a legacy name after like you're giving the actual name of the person.
Sure.
Just,
Like literally
down
the
and
street
adding,
name.
yeah, and then adding a junior or a second or a third. To me, that is a lineage name,
Or
like
in
a
Rob's
complete one.
case, just the same name.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah.
So
Sometimes they're just naming a child after yourself, too.
Crazy.
Lauren, do you got a celebrity crush, and what's the baby name?
I'm trying to think if I have one.
Wants to come back to you?
Maybe.
Spend
Sure.
so much time judging my names.
We'll come
I don't
back.
have a celebrity crush.
We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Jonathan, who you got? Celebrity crush, and who's the baby you have with this person?
Okay, so I'm gonna give 2 names, and this could either be we're all in it together, or it could be a
This is
we
great. I
live
can't wait.
Together like a thruple? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
maybe.
Oh, like
Like,
hear me
High
out.
School
Like
I got High School Musical vibes right there for a second.
So one is
Oliver.
pretty obvious. It's Kiki Palmer. And then the
Yeah.
second is gonna be vastly different. It's gonna be Jeff Goldblum. But so
Yeah.
I actually typed into Chat GPT what my baby name should be. Like I've always
Oh,
No,
Chat
for me,
GPT.
for me personally, I've always loved the name Ruben.
Hmm.
I've always loved
Ruben
that.
Keys? I'm into it. I dig it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about the sandwich dude.
Mhm.
You said Ruben, and I was
Delicious
like,
All right,
sandwich.
Jonathan, don't bring your son around Kaylee. She'll try and eat him, thinking he's a sandwich.
It's a great sandwich.
Um, so I typed in, give me a celebrity baby name for the baby of Jonathan, Jeff, and Kiki. And the
You're doing a
first name
throuple? All
the,
right,
the first name it
roll.
gave me the first name it gave me was Jax Cairo. It said
Crazy.
all right.
Jax is a modern, cool twist on Jonathan with a bit of a trendy celebrity vibe.
Wait,
Cairo
Jax with an
combines,
X?
yeah.
Jax
Oh,
is
Jax.
what?
A modern, cool twist on Jonathan with a bit of a celebrity trendy vibe. Cairo combines a cool, exotic feel with a nod to Kiki while also invoking images of luxury and international style, like Cairo, the capital of Egypt.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
And then
first thing I
so
thought of was
yeah.
Egypt.
Yeah.
so the prompt I told it after that was make the name more ethnic. And so it said, got it for
Jonathan
I'm
heard
curious to see
Alex
Okay.
and
what
said,
what a
"I'm doing the
computer,
opposite."
what a
Hey,
computer's
Ron.
just got it, finding blackest name.
Yeah, like
Look, I've been fighting against the white man my whole life. You know, sometimes it is easier to give it in certain situations.
So the name that it gave me after that was Kian Amari. Kian
That is a
pronounced
black name if I've ever heard one. Both of those.
I guess
And I think I know an Amari.
Jeff was
so
not
actually,
involved in this baby decision. Huh?
it said Kian, a Persian name. Kian is a Persian name that means grace of God or king. It's short, strong, and has an international ethnic flair. Amari is of African origin, commonly used in Swahili and Yoruba-speaking regions, meaning strength or builder. It's a name that carries a sense of power and resilience.
That's nice.
that is nice. Like so, Kian Keys and Amari Keys.
Yeah, would you do your last name?
Maybe.
You're in your
Or
thruples,
Jax,
though.
whatever is goes best with the name.
I like the 2-syllable ones. Better.
You said the
Kaylee.
single syllable ones.
The
Yeah.
2-syllable ones
Oh, the
with
2-syllable ones.
keys. Yeah, like the more syllables. That's just me though. Name your hypothetical baby whatever you want.
Kaylee.
And I
what's
feel
your
like I
celebrity
got dragged
crush
on
in
a little
baby
more.
It's
I
because
mean-
you were ragging on other people's names.
Also,
Those are nice names.
No,
I
it's not
use-
true.
I use the computer for mine, so
Kaylee, what's your names?
I love how you just like jump to the names first. Like forget the celebrity, Kaylee. Just jump to the names.
No. Who are you? Who are you?
That's
who
what
are you,
Alex was about.
having these
Doing fine.
babies with, Kaylee?
First off, I would definitely be with Pedro Pascal.
Ooh.
Definitely
Mhm.
one of the only people where I would take his last name. Okay,
Yep, Rob for sexiest man of the year twice
Yeah.
now.
I'm pretty avid about keeping my last name, but I would make an
Got that.
exception with Pedro Pascal. And I don't know what the baby name would be, but I think I would try and maybe keep in the same like tradition of like also doing a P name. So I would have to think about it, but like I'd do maybe another P name. So then it'd be like, yeah, so it have that same
Perry.
kind of rhyme.
Name would be Perry Pascal.
But their initials would be PP.
their middle initial, right? Just don't do an A.
Yeah, we'd get a good middle name going.
PAP.
Pap.
You guys are the worst. I'm not letting you name
I
my
said
children.
don't. I
No,
said
she's-
don't
she's
do that.
ruling
Yeah, this
against
is not
it.
helping.
against
I'm
the middle
looking
name.
out for child Pascal.
You could do
Thank you.
You could do an E. It could be Pep.
Good.
Pep.
And then Pep
Yeah,
can
well,
hang
Pep-
out with Cedar Fine
Hey,
and Key and Keys.
Celebrity
Only-
children just hanging out together.
yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
But it wouldn't
Jane
matter
Elfinger.
because, obviously Pedro Pascal would be like a great daddy. Because he's Pedro
Wink,
Pascal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because come on.
Man,
Uh,
I don't even like. I don't know.
well, let's say nebulous celebrity. Do you have baby names?
I used to really like the name Verity,
Hmm.
but
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about stuff like that in a long time. It depends on the last name. I feel like it like has to
No.
sound good.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's a good
So
point.
like
You want
it
me to search up
depends.
random last names for you?
Sure.
Well,
Sure.
I think, like, why wouldn't like the baby could take your last name?
That's true.
Yeah, but Verity Terminal doesn't sound good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why this one popped up first, but Clutterbuck.
Clutterbuck?
Why
Clutterbuck.
don't we just use Cam's last name? Like,
Nelly? That's hard.
Okay, what about Hearts?
As a last name?
Yeah,
Like heart or
Heart?
hearts plural?
Hearts. ARTZ.
Oh. That's an interesting spelling. I was expecting an S.
Are you looking up random last names, Alex?
No, I'm looking at common last names in the U.S.
Ah.
That is like
Just
number
sort of.
36 or something. So I went a little down the
Right.
line because usually the
I
first
don't
last
know.
names are like Smith and Johnson.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
easier with my
Yeah,
last
that makes sense.
relationship. I had that one set, which is humiliating to admit. But yeah, I don't know. Because I like the name Faye also.
It's a cute name.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
all right.
lose at this game.
I
Yeah,
could
there's
How
see
about
you
you,
naming your kid
Jerome?
like
no
I
pressure.
could see you
Ooh,
naming your
I will
kid or
say,
something like Nova.
what do y'all think about Penelope Pascal?
that was the first thing I thought of when you said you wanted
Me
peas.
too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
that might be
bad. And
cute.
also, her nickname will be Penny, or
Mhm.
could be Penny.
Like Penny
Penny
Proud.
Pascal.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Penny
love that
Yeah.
even more.
But then her initials are
Think-
PP.
But we
Well,
said
so
We're
are
gotta
past
have
that.
a
We've
good
already
nickname.
said
We've been there.
Or
that's a dead
honestly,
issue. We've already been there.
or honestly, maybe just Penny. Penny is also equally cute.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
Like,
be a long name. Yeah,
yeah,
the shortened version.
makes me think of Penny Proud, and I was a big fan of the Proud family growing up.
Ah.
So
For shame, Jonathan, you missed out on Penny Keys. that's your
Had
show.
to go to Chat GPT.
Ooh.
hey, I can't do everything, I guess.
I've always and this is because my mom is furious that I refuse to. I don't want my son to be named after me.
Okay.
And it's because I don't for me personally, my whole entire existence in South Carolina was like, hey, Junior, hey, what's up? Young Rome, you're just thousands of nicknames tied to my dad, especially when I worked with my dad and was working with a lot of his friends and stuff. So I don't want that for my son. I want him to be his own man, his own person. But in an effort to kind of find middle ground, my familial nickname is Jay. That's what my family calls me. And so I've always been fond of naming my daughter AJ.
That's cute.
And she's in a way, she's the carrier of, I guess, the lineage in a way.
I like that.
And for my son, even though this is a name that me and my ex came up with, I still think it would be a name that I would go with. Is for my son would be Russell. Mostly because of the flow. Well, not in reference to him, but yeah.
It's a connection.
I would want him to be that type of kid. I want him to be sweet.
Who's
and
your
helpful.
celebrity marriage, though?
Janelle Monáe, easily.
Oh,
Had it ready. How did you
which
even
is
think about musicians?
it's
That's
just
too much.
especially
Yeah, that's true.
embarrassing because I just got a chance to actually see her live because she came to the Mopop at our big fundraising event to
Oh,
perform.
nice.
Oh,
And
neat.
it took everything in me to not be because I was working. I was we couldn't film the performance, but I was filming B-roll of the crowd and stuff. and I was so close to the stage, and I wanted to be like, Janelle, I love you, marry me, please. I love you so much.
So silly.
But
She's like
I get
literally
it though.
perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, oh no, Janelle
And like
Monáe,
so
I love
smart
Like
and
every word
otherworldly
talented and
about
like
her.
beautiful.
yeah. Jesus.
She was like, she's
Uh-huh.
the person I would throw it all away for easily.
Mhm.
Like, doesn't matter what it
Understood.
is.
Yep. No, that's a good
Uh,
one.
but I mostly chose those names because I like you were saying, Lauren, about the last name. Like I want like the flow of Russell
It
Rhett
has to
and
go.
AJ Rhett just feels right
Sounds
to me.
good. Yeah.
I feel like Janelle Monáe though wouldn't go for a name like Russell. She would go for like
Like
something.
Jaquan or something.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but
I feel like that's a name Janelle would go with. She's very creative. She's a very creative person. I feel like she'd want like a really unique name
yeah.
for her children, like Jaquarius.
Aquarius.
These are I like, but nonetheless, I hope all these kids would get a chance to hang out with each other. I feel like they'd be the best of friends.
Mhm.
And if not, I'd make them. I'd be like, look, god dang it, these are my friends, so you gotta make friends with their kids. That's,
Yeah, what do you mean they're
ain't no
cousins?
choice.
They have to
Mhm.
hang out.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, last thing,
Before
just to
sorry.
wrap it all up. Oh well, what
What?
were you gonna say? Where are you gonna go?
No, I just had one last thing before we wrapped up. It was I had this list of would you rather's. I just wanted to read like one of them and to see if we
Yeah,
can like okay,
go
cool.
for it. I'm down for it.
Sorry.
I'm down for it. Go for it.
Okay, cool. Would you rather have Thanksgiving dinner with no mashed potatoes or no gravy?
No gravy.
That's a good question. Damn, because if
Yeah,
I
no
chose
gravy.
gravy,
I don't even know why I thought
Gravy.
about
No
it. No
gravy.
gravy.
nah, I gotta have me some sauce. I'm going with I'd rather like the
No,
I love
because
me
if
smashed
you know
potatoes.
how to,
Gravy goes on other things. That's why I
Yeah,
would be
but
cool with it.
if everything else
yeah,
is
but
properly made, they should have like sauciness to it, like something going on. You have
But
cranberry sauce.
turkey just stays dry. You gotta
That's
have
no, it
badly
gravy.
made
doesn't.
turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
See, with
skipped the turkey
turkey,
most years for that very reason, though. Like, I'm just not impressed.
I mean,
see,
obviously,
the
I
turkey me and my
don't eat the
sister make,
turkey.
yeah, the turkey me and my sister make is it stays nice and moist because we do a salt brine with it.
There we go.
We do a 2-day salt brine. Stays nice and moist. No dry
I
turkey
just
at all.
don't. I've never been like a meat eater like that. Like, I just never really
You want your
cared.
hunk of meat.
So I feel like I'm not like missing out. But like a
I don't
potato,
know.
I'll put
I'm with
potato in my mouth.
Jerome on this one. I think I want the gravy because, like, I also like stuffing. So, like, the turkey goes
Same. I put the
with the
gravy on the stuffing.
stuffing.
But
Like,
also, like mind you, none of y'all are Southern, okay? We put gravy on everything. We put gravy on rice. Put gravy on so there's a lot of things we put gravy on that stereotypically you wouldn't put gravy
All
on. But
right.
we're like,
Well,
damn,
if
all
we're
right, we're putting
going
gravy on it.
heritage on it, potatoes were all my people could eat for a while.
I will also say I feel like I wouldn't miss out on it because a lot of years my family, I mean, we usually do some blend of Cajun and Filipino food. And I usually choose that over like traditional things. Like some of it will be
That's
there,
fair,
but
yeah.
like I'm always gone for like those other dishes before I would go for like a traditional Thanksgiving dish.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Like you would have a Thanksgiving with the mashed potatoes or without the mashed potatoes?
I need gravy. I would say leave the
Oh,
mashed
you're
potatoes.
mixing the potatoes. Crazy.
I know. I need
I need
my sauces.
mashed potatoes.
Me too.
But there are other sauces other than gravy.
I mean, there is. I'm just saying, like, I want gravy to be one of them. It's like I don't want it to not be on the table to join the others. I don't want it to leave its brethren behind.
Just saying. Maybe
The
you should look at
fraternity
how dry
needs
your food
gravy.
is. That like, well, maybe you should
Alex
look
is
at how
mad.
dry your food is.
It's personal.
It is. I love mashed potatoes. I
Me
love
too.
potatoes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be a very rough Thanksgiving if there weren't mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Like,
What if it was mashed potatoes with no gravy or gravy with no mashed potatoes?
Put
I
butter
don't
on
often
it.
Isn't
eat
that the
them.
same thing we
Yeah.
just
Oh, sorry,
said?
gravy.
That's what we just. Is that not what we just did? Am I tripping?
That was
No,
the
it
decision we
No,
just made.
because
He's
with
just
the
thinking about mashed potatoes.
Okay,
sorry, I
mashed potatoes,
assumed
my
that
mashed
with
potatoes are nice
I
and
assumed,
creamy. You don't need gravy.
Or did you mean mashed potatoes with gravy or mashed potatoes without gravy? Is what you meant?
no, never mind.
Oh. Now here's my question. Like here's a would you rather for you Thanksgiving edition. Would you rather a Thanksgiving at like with people like who you know cook the food, but the food's terrible, or a Thanksgiving where the food's fantastic, but no one who cooked it is in attendance?
Yeah, the latter. What? I don't
Yeah, the
care.
last
yeah.
Yeah.
What if
The
they
latter.
poisoned it? You don't know
Hey,
anybody who've
you
cooked
can
it.
have a Thanksgiving dinner at a 5-star restaurant. You don't know anyone.
All right,
That's
that's
your
fair.
scenario.
Fair points.
I'm like, I do this all the time. Every time I get food from somewhere, I don't know who made it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still
I mean,
gonna
honestly, if they poison
survive
it, then
two food
I'm not going to get
poisonings, by the
any
way.
Thanksgiving weight. I'm like, if
Honestly,
they
if
poison
that's
it,
the
I'm
way
not
I
going to get
go, if
any
I like
Thanksgiving weight.
die during a good meal, that sounds
Yeah,
like a
I'm
great way
okay.
to
I'm
go.
okay with that.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing no problems.
Yeah.
Is it not more
Like,
likely to be poisoned by people you do know and are cooking things badly?
I mean, that is true. This is a fair
That's true.
point.
Jerome is currently writing the next murder mystery right now. It is going to be Thanksgiving plot themed about who brought which dish and which one is poisoned. It's
Listen,
going to
as
be the
long
next
as it's not
D&D.
a random white lady named Deborah or some shit who brought like some potato salad with raisins in it, I'm fine.
What about it, and sorry, this is because we can go all night with this, but what about an amazing, like the best Thanksgiving meal you've ever tasted, but in a house where you can see cockroaches on the ground, you got dogs running around
Nope.
everywhere, you got cats,
That's
or
a no,
a
yeah.
bland meal, the worst Thanksgiving you've ever had,
But
but
it's a clean house.
it's an amazing mansion, like it's a beautiful house. Which one would you choose?
Yeah.
I also
I'd
feel
rather
like
The
go
that's
latter.
actually the aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the nice house. Sometimes
Yeah.
the vibes matter, you know?
Because you know what? Also, probably nice house has probably good alcohol. So
That's also what I was thinking, Alex. I was like, at
yeah,
the very least, it's gonna be liquid dinner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, pour me a nice glass of
They
bubbles.
probably
Like,
got the top shelf shit. So I'll go for
yeah,
there.
like a nice glass of champagne. That is all I will be having. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you guys have like, would you rather a Thanksgiving that has stringent rules about when it comes to the food? Like, for example, you can only scoop so much mashed potatoes on your plate. You can only have one plate, and you can only have like, just like a bunch of stringent rules. But the food is the best you've ever had, or a Thanksgiving where it's a free for all, but it's a bland Thanksgiving. Not bad, just okay. It's regular. It'll never be
latter.
better than okay.
I don't want to be in a house where I have to follow rules.
I
Period.
agree.
It's bad for vibes.
Also, it feels contradictory to the like Thanksgiving
Mhm.
spirit to not go for seconds. I will say, like, when you said
Sure,
one
I'd
plate,
prefer
I was like,
Plate.
hold on, one
Yeah.
plate,
Yeah.
one plate.
You eat your
No.
plate, you take your nap, you wake
Yeah.
up, second plate. This one has half dessert, half food, second
Second
nap,
plate. This is an all-day
yeah,
marathon.
and then it's like
See,
another assortment. Then you get to do
with
whatever like you still have room
And then
for.
you do that again
and
for
like
like the next 3-4 days.
Yes,
yeah.
it's
Well,
amazing.
in the Mexican household, you don't even take a nap. Your plate's out of your way before anything because Tia grabbed it and put more food on it, and you of course have to eat it. You
Mm,
can't walk away from that table unless you've had at least 3 plates.
mm.
Yep.
That's just at the main course.
Ooh, here's here's a fun one. Thanksgiving where you have to fight for your food, or Thanksgiving where you're defending your food from people trying to take it from you?
Is this like the
Mm-hmm.
Purge Thanksgiving?
What are these questions?
Because I just love the visual, the idea of like you can have the mashed potatoes, but you got to get through me to get it.
So my mom makes these really great garlic mashed potatoes. And back when we were living in Chicago, she made them one year, and we were reheating a second bowl because she made 2 big bowls. She was like putting the next bowl in, I don't know, in the microwave or the oven. I don't remember, but like they put a glob of butter. Oh, I think they put a glob of butter on the mashed potatoes. Put in the microwave to melt the butter a little bit. My cousin's boyfriend at the time, literally before the bowl even reached the table, before we could mix it, put the butter, everything, he went and grabbed a spoonful. That was like, I saw a 50-50, this is butter, this is mashed potatoes, and just like put it on his plate. And I was like, dude, first of all, let them drop it on the table. Let's mix it up a little bit. You can clearly see all the butter still melting at the top. Give it a second. But that man was like, nope, and just scooped it all. Like, good solid scraping off the top. So like, I've been in those situations. You got to move quick for your food.
I don't think it's for me.
Any of it.
They're like either or. You're not for either or.
No, like, just not for me. I don't get stressed out when I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
It's not stress. You just got to learn to be a little quick.
Nah,
You gotta
not
know
for
what-
me.
You got to know
So
what
you're
taste-
saying the choices are scarf down your food or
Indigestion
Not for me.
or
Not for me.
empty
My
stomach.
ancestors did not toil, cross oceans, whatever they be doing, for me to be fighting for
Yeah,
food.
they did
Nah,
not become the
not what
first
they wanted from me.
triathletes in America. for
That's not what they wanted from me.
Nope. And yet, still in the black community, we still play spades. Easily the most dangerous game in the black community ever. And it's like friendships have been lost. Lives, I'm sure, have been lost too.
But there's no food involved, and that's okay. That makes it
Played
okay.
actively at Thanksgiving. Many at Thanksgiving.
Mexicans will still fight over food. You'll tackle somebody for a good bread.
Bread?
I think I wrestled my sister for like a concha, because she's trying to cheat me out of them, trying to say she didn't have none, and when I'm like, bullshit, you did. Like, I fought that girl, so I've been on that run. I will fight somebody.
Well, to wrap it all up, of course, this being Thanksgiving, like I'll give you an option. Like it's a choice. You can either say what you're thankful for this year, or say one nice thing about the people at this virtual table that we have. You can choose which person that is. You don't have to be specific, or you can do multiple people. It's up to you. But these are your options. And I'll start with Kaylee. We'll start with you.
I'm thankful for all of you
Stole mine.
and my family and all the hours I put into playing Stardew Valley on my Switch. My bunny, if you don't know, who is named James Webb Telebunny after the telescope, the pride and joy and light of my life. Yeah, lots to be thankful for. So thank you for hearing my thank yous.
We'll go Jonathan, then we'll go clockwise the rest of the way. So Jonathan, go ahead.
I am also thankful for all of you guys, especially like the few and far between. Dang, wow, few and far between times that I get to see you, Kaylee, Lauren, Jasmine, and of course you, Alex and Jerome. I see you guys every week, but I'm so thankful for you guys as well. Also thankful for my family, including Gibson, who I don't know why he's sitting behind me right now, but yeah, thankful for him as well. Thankful for life. Yeah, thankful for opportunity. Thankful for a new year. Thankful for making it to a new year. I feel like I'm about to start like preaching or something right now, but
Go ahead, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Jasmine.
Oh, yes. Okay, I am thankful for my son, my family, my friends, my partner, and that I can do things because I have so many wonderful people in my life and resources that make it so that I can do things. And I'm especially thankful for y'all because we have been friends for so long, and I'm just like so glad that we've been able to like keep this friendship, and just that it's just okay to always come as ourselves here, and we're all very, very different, and I really love that we can still be like just such a like fun group of people and like learn from each other and share with one another, and I'm just so happy that we've been able to make it this far in our friendship.
Lauren, what you got?
I mean, I can't follow that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I am also just really appreciative of, yeah, like our little community. You know, we all had kind of just like a dumb job, and yeah, we've managed to stay in each other's lives this whole time. It's just really lovely, and I think it's really hard to do that. And you know, it's not as frequent as I'd like, but yeah, it's just nice to know, you know, we did it. You're all really wonderful. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm also thankful for my partner, and my family, and yeah, you know, relative health, and yeah, it's good to know there are people in my corner and during our scary times. So, yeah.
Alex?
Of course, thankful for all you guys. I appreciate the friendship I've had over the years with you guys. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had such close friends in my entire life, so it's always wonderful knowing that you guys are in my corner. Something I have been really grateful for this year was that trip I took with my mom to Alaska. I was so grateful that I was able to have the resources to one, not only take her on the trip, but also to experience everything. And seeing the glacier bay literally like brought me to tears. It was so beautiful, and just I never thought I would have that type of experience in my life. So it's just I'm so grateful that I was able to have that, and I got that time with my mom. As our parents get older, I think it helped us bond a little bit too, so which is a really nice thing as well. And I'm just also very grateful because, as I've talked about it before, my back is very messed up, but having the medical resources to help alleviate that pain, having the health insurance for that as well, so that it doesn't get worse or that I'm not constantly in pain. I've been really grateful for that, as well as I'm currently going for another epidural shot, although they kill me at the moment of the next day. The fact that I'm no longer in the pain I'm experiencing is just like, it feels like pure magic to me, and I'm so grateful that I have that opportunity to do so. So, what about you, Jerome?
You know what? I'm gonna hit y'all with a curveball. I'm gonna do the other option, but I will hit everybody.
He said, "Fuck you guys."
No, I'm gonna hit everybody with one nice thing I think about all of you. Because my answers were gonna be the same as everybody else's. I'm thankful for all of you guys. You guys make getting up in the morning a lot easier, knowing I can have days like this and stuff like that. And it's been a rough year, but for me personally, but I'm sure for some of you as well. But it's great to have friends, and I'm gonna start with our guests, and I'm gonna hit my two pseudo siblings that I do this podcast with every week at the end. So I'll start with you, Kaylee. Kaylee, you're like, I think you're my first friend I made here when I first moved here. So it's like I feel like we have such a special bond. But my one thing about you that I love is that you are so like you carry such a like joyous spirit with you that makes the just being around you such a fun time, and you just know how to just light up somebody who's having a down time or maybe just going through a hard time, and you just carry that with you at all times. Every conversation I've ever had with you has never been a downer conversation. It's always been a great time. So I am grateful for that.
Aw.
Lauren, you are so like I feel like we have some of the most serious conversations, but it's cool. I feel like you're very wise.
Oh, thank you.
I lean on you a lot with with how your wisdom is and different perspectives for sure. And I'm like glad to know you, that I have that person to talk to who can give me kind of just different angles of looking at things.
Thanks.
Jasmine, you are one of the most driven people I know. You're not afraid to do the things that make you happy, and not afraid to also go for the things that you want in life, which is something I aspire to greatly. And it's been awesome to see you grow in your career and things you want to do. I remember when we first met, you were still going to college in Bellingham, and now like to look at you now and see like you're living out your dreams, doing your things. And I don't know if everything is perfect the way you want it to be, but I know, I'm glad that you're still doing what you do, and it's inspiring, and I'm glad you're still doing it.
Thank you.
Alex, you're like, I always joke about how I'm your little brother, but I feel that's honestly how I feel about you, because I feel like you really are like my other big sister. You're always never afraid to tell me when I'm fucking up, which is a great thing, and I appreciate that honesty. But more than that, also you're always down to listen to what I have to say and help me work through my problems, especially while I'm not diagnosed ADHD. Like definitely like feel like I have ADHD, and you always know the right things to say, having that same experience to help me like get through life and get through some of the issues I have, especially this year in particular, helping me through my breakup and things like that. And so I am immensely grateful for you every single day, and I'm glad to call you one of my closest friends that I have. Jonathan. Jonathan,
So heartfelt.
you are it's so the best way I could describe how I feel about you is I feel like you are who I want to be when I grow up. Like you are so cool. You're so positive. You have just such a lovely manner about you, and you never let anyone change who you are. You know what I mean? Like especially because the job you want to get into of being an actor and being in Hollywood, it's easy to be whoever everyone needs you to be, so that you can succeed and grow. But you stay true to who you are. You stay true to yourself. And I think that's easily one of the most admirable things about you, is that you know who you are. You're never going to compromise that for anyone or anything. And more than that, you always find the positive side of anything and everything. And you use that to help other people also see the positive side. And I think that's a quality that few men especially have. And I'm glad to call you my brother, to call you my friend, and just keep being you, because I think the world needs more people like you.
Wow, dang. Didn't know you were gonna
like,
wow,
the
on
feels.
a Monday night, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
After this,
you. I
man. Come on.
appreciate that. And
Yeah, so yeah, there you go. Thanksgiving special complete.
on
For
that
real.
note,
But before we go, as always, before we take head out for the night, as we do with every episode, socials. If you would like to give them, you don't have to if you don't want to, for our special guest. But we'll start with the regulars. Jonathan, where can people find you?
You can find me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. You can follow us everywhere at The First Ones to Die. You can email us, thefirstones2die@gmail.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe. If you're listening to us, go ahead and give us 5 stars and a review. We would appreciate it very much. Alex.
You can find me at Alex and Nobody on TikTok and on Instagram, as well as the podcast Instagram, podcast TikTok, not Instagram, podcast TikTok, where I post clips of episodes we have done, topics we may be doing, and then little just mini reviews I've done, like Hot Frosty, although we are apparently going to be doing a bigger review later on come December, probably for the season. And for our guest, if you guys don't feel comfortable giving your social, if you want to plug like a charity or something, I will be happy to always link it below in the description. So if that is something that is preferred, that is absolutely fine. And Jerome?
You can find me at Not Jerome Red on Instagram, and also check out the YouTube channel if you can. If you're already watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, share, do all the things. You've heard it from 1,000 other people, so I'm not going to bore you with the details, but thank you for watching, and I hope you made it all the way through. This has been a fun time. But if you're not watching on YouTube, go on over to the YouTube channel, The First Ones to Die podcast, and check out a whole bunch of extra content that you can't get on the audio streaming platform, stuff like gaming videos, vlogs, mini reviews of movies we just don't have time to do a whole podcast episode for, and video versions of all of the podcasts. So if you want to see all of our lovely faces, going over to the YouTube channel, it's the only way to do it. Kaylee, we'll start with you. Like if you want to do socials or anything like that.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. It's just K.E. Dembowski at Insta. I mean, I think for like a nonprofit or any other links, I would support To Write Love on Her Arms or any of those types of nonprofits, because times be hard right now. So take care of your mental health and look out for one another. So yeah.
Jasmine, what about you?
I would encourage everyone to check out the nonprofit bookstoprisoners.net. They have a local chapter here in Seattle, and you can like drop off books to them that they're looking for. You could also do volunteer work there. That's something that I've been considering. And they give books to people who are incarcerated nationwide, because our incarceration system right now is not set up to help people really be educated or have access to things like that. And that is a human right.
And Lauren.
Let's see. I might suggest Real Rent Duwamish, especially people in the local Seattle area. We are on unceded Duwamish land here, and they are not federally recognized, so it's a way to support the tribe. So
nice.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next week for presumably maybe a Wicked review, maybe Gladiator 2. Hot Frosty won't be till Christmas, so you got to wait for that one. But, you know, we'll see where we'll be once we go into the winter time. But until then, have a great night, great morning, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. And we will catch you for the next one. Bye.
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 Go on over to the YouTube channel at The First Ones to Die to see all the fun stuff we got going on here, like mini reviews, book reviews, gaming videos, vlogs, all types of stuff.
Please follow us at The First Ones to Die everywhere. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe.